Unleash the champion within.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Abello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carl.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait.
The Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Seminole High School.
I mean,
playing
I
center
can't
for
hear
number
me.
14,
I
Noah
don't-
Johnson.
Good afternoon and welcome into Varsity Sports Nation for the Cure All-Star Baseball game featuring the Seminole County against Orange County here at Lake Brantley High School in Altamont Springs, Florida, home of the Patriots. My name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Jared Oliver. Jared, coming together for a cure for cancer, seen it for the sport of football. We've covered girls flag football as well, now baseball as well. But it's also another opportunity for players to get some more film and to give recruiters a chance to see them play. What does something like this mean, not only for raising a cure for cancer, but also trying to better a future college career for these athletes?
Yeah, I think for me, it's always special to see these players come out here and showcase what they've been able to work on over the high school careers. A lot of these seniors, some of the top seniors in the area, two of the largest cities in the state of Florida, especially in the central Florida area. And most importantly, it's a great opportunity for these players to play for a greater cause that's bigger than themselves. Of course, a lot of these people here, including me, have been affected by breast cancer in some sort of way, either intimately or by far in the family tree. So it's just great to see these guys come out here and have a good time and also bring awareness to a bigger cause.
Absolutely. I mean, it was. I think you could ask any person anywhere, and they've been affected by cancer at least once in their life. But at this point, we're going to have the anthem, and we'll be right back as soon as the anthem is over here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Bello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carl.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait.
The Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
And we welcome you back into Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Altamont Springs, Florida, at Lake Brantley High School, home of the Patriots at Mike Smith Field. Well, like we said earlier, Cure All-Star Baseball Edition coming together to find a cure for cancer as well as playing a game of baseball. The pregame meal was provided for the players by the Oviedo/UCF North Chick-fil-A today. Also got to share some with our crew today, so that was nice. But as we said, Orange County against Seminole County. Orange County will be in the black uniforms and will be called the Warriors. They'll be in the black jerseys with pink sleeves, and the Seminole County will be in the white jerseys and pink sleeves, and they'll be called the Soldiers. But the home team on the scoreboard will be Seminole County, We've got a lot of good guys on this Seminole roster. Many have made commitments, including UCF, Daytona State, Mars Hill, St. Leo. A few undecided here and there, but as we said at the top, Jared, this is another one of those games to collect some more film and to see if you can maybe get that last little bit that a coach is looking for.
Yeah, and the game of baseball, you can showcase so many different things on offense and defense, and I think it's important for a lot of these people to get out here and try to use these opportunities. It's a beautiful day. Conditions are great, so hopefully we'll see some great plays made in the outfield and in the box as well. And a lot of these kids, this may be their last time playing baseball, so it'll be one of those moments where you sort of appreciate the situation that you're in of, putting the cleats on one last time. A lot of them will end up going to college and can, extend their baseball careers and go forth beyond. But, it's an exciting time for us to just be able to come out here and watch. Of course, it's, we're exclusively covering this on Varsity Sports Nation, so it's going to be a great time out here and beautiful conditions here at Lake Brantley High School.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned, like, the conditions. I mean, it's been raining for the better part of the last couple of weeks in Florida. And to have a game like this where it's clear skies, the only real problem, if you can call it a problem, is the wind, and it's barely there. And at least for this, it's at least a turf infield here at this stadium, so won't have to worry about having to, drag the field or any part of that nature. So perfect storm considering what it could have been should it have rained. I mean, I saw the weather report today. It was supposed to rain around 3 p.m. I didn't really see or feel anything. So having that come and go and not even be a thing is huge to have as well. But starting on the mound here for the Soldiers is number 23 of Nick Burgos, playing, if this is his last game in high school, this is on his home stadium, former Lake Brantley Patriot, and is committed to UNC Pembroke.
Yep.
It's going to be 19 combined pitchers between the two teams, so expect to see at least one pitching change per inning. This will be one 9-inning game to be able to have all those pitchers get a chance to showcase their skills and get a chance to pitch at least one inning. So
something I'm looking forward to is seeing the pitching matchups, because a lot of these pitchers are going to go up against some of the better players in this area. So it's a good test to see where their game is, and for the ones that are going to go to the next level, this will be a good measuring stick moment for them to see what it's going to be like to play against some of the better players that they may not have faced during the regular season. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see how, things pan out, in the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. Is it going to come down to some late runs, or is it going to be one of those games where the defense is just really good?
Absolutely. Well, the first test will be Ty Kennedy, number 19, representing the East River Falcons. Plays infield, committed to play at Oklahoma State University. See what comes of this first pitch. And that is down the middle for strike one. And talk about weather conditions, that flag out in center field is kind of dancing a little bit between blowing straight center and more towards right center. And, I mean, not really swaying the pitching through the first two right now.
Yeah, thankfully, clear skies today. Elements shouldn't be a factor, thank goodness, because we've had had those Florida summer rains already so far here in May. As we see looks like we got somebody on base already. So good start here as far as some action for the Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of those things where you sometimes have to say routine is sometimes anything but routine, and that'll be a base hit to start things. And this will bring number 18, Charlie Edelman, representative of the West Orange Warriors, also plays pitcher. He's committed over to Thomas University as they check the runner over at first. But I think that this first inning for Seminole and for Orange, it's going to be that kind of figuring out, working together with guys that you weren't teammates with. And, once you get that first inning out of the way, I feel like it'll start to smooth out towards the back innings of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's a swing and a miss there for strike 2.
I tell you, I'm really impressed by the marketing, the advertising here for the Cure All-Stars baseball game, the jerseys, and we see the tents for Cure Bowl and Cure All-Stars gear, and it's really cool to see how much they've invested into this, and it's a great opportunity for our broadcast partner to be part of this as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's truly one of those events where it's a collective of people coming together for one similar goal, and also you get to play sports and watch sports as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be the first ball of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Edelman. And just second batter of the inning. Man on first, nobody out. And swing and a miss, strike 3. So that'll be the first strikeout of the game, tossed. And that'll be 1 away. And this will bring Isaac Incinelli out of Winter Park as he's committed to St. John's River College.
Great battle there for Burgos there. He wins that one to get the first out of the frame after giving up a single early on.
And that will be hit into left, but that'll be fouled. And sometimes when you hear that connection of the bat, whether it's metal or wood, you automatically look, okay, where did it go? But it was foul. So another check over to first, and runner is safe. Looked like maybe the first baseman almost bobbled it there, but they've been checking first base a lot here early in this inning. As the catcher for the Soldiers was ready.
Testing the awareness of the Warriors.
Absolutely. Even in an all-star game like this, you still got to keep your head on a swivel to see what throws or pitches are coming. You just never know.
Burgos a little loose here to start out. Let's see if he can dial it in some a little bit.
And 2-1 in the count here for Incinelli. Make that 3-1. Kind of playing with to see where the strike zone is. And it was just outside. The 3-1. That will hit into the shallow outfield, and that'll put runners on first and second with 1 out. And for the first time for either team, the Orange County All-Stars have a man in scoring position.
I take pride in having good vision. I think Ty Kennedy's at second base with his cell phone out. Oh, yeah, he definitely is. He's taking selfies.
Oh, my gosh.
He definitely just recorded that last hit.
That's
as
crazy.
He ran to second.
That's crazy.
I would love to see that content.
Oh, my gosh. Sometimes you think you've seen it all, and then you see something else.
Yeah, he's certainly holding his cell phone at second base right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Jared. I can see it, too.
He's recording this entire – that is unbelievable.
It's it's POV base runner style.
Yeah, exactly.
So Dublin Warren out of Windermere High School, commit to St. Leo University, is now at the plate. Sees that second pitch come in for ball 1.
Hopefully Kennedy doesn't, get hit with the ball, come straight at him. Because then what are you going to do? You going to run or you going to protect your phone?
Yes. I don't know. But
it would be awesome if he came home sliding into home plate. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, now you've got me intrigued what they're going to do.
Now he's still in third.
And he kept the phone in his hand.
Oh, this is elite content right here.
Forget the game. I'm paying attention to this guy to see what he does with his phone. That's insane.
He's recording this entire frame. He's going to – I hope he makes it home.
Well, we'll see if he does, because the Warriors are down to 2 outs now. And this will bring up Alex Gallen out of Horizon. He's committed to play at Lake Sumter after he's done in high school. But both runners in scoring position. And swing and a miss for strike one.
Big swing there.
It's a nice thing about an all-star game like this is you can see the different helmets that each player wears from their respective school, as well as the hats that they wear as well when they play in the outfield.
Yeah.
Kind of gives it that old school all-star feeling.
Yeah, it feels like a traditional old school Major League baseball game.
So the 1-1 here, that is popped high and
It's
is
coming our way.
fouled off. Knocks off the top of a dumpster. Said, "Get me out of here."
Yeah.
It was either that or the cell phone, and it had to hit the dumpster. So, so make that 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is hit deep into left center. And that'll drop for at least a base hit. Look at the cell phone work go. I think he switched his camera angle as well.
There's the content right there.
So that'll be a 2-run RBI single. And, yes, your wish was granted. He did make it home from third.
Hopefully we can get that camera perspective at some point.
Absolutely. So Skylar Jersey, another Winter Park Wildcat batting. And he's got a man on first, 2 outs. But the Orange County Warriors on the board, and we got a steal attempt here down to second, and
It's going to be safe.
yes, sir. As Edelman has the 2-run RBI single, now has advanced into scoring position here for the Warriors.
Burgo's trying to get out of this frame.
That is inside for strike 2. Well, he had a good start. First couple of batters. I mean, the one got on base. Kind of look at that between fielding and pitching, as that will sneak in on the first baseline. That'll drive another run in from second. And look at this. We might see our first triple of the game, and we will. The ball gets away, and Jersey says, "Hey, let's just go home."
Wow, what a play. Great base running there.
Wow.
I mean, that you can't have a better start if you're the Warriors here today. That was great base running. The hits, the bats were working, and Burgos, things just got progressively worse for him with 2 outs down, but great play here for the Warriors.
So this will bring Landon Towns to the plate out of Lake Highland Prep. He was committed to play for the Air Force Academy after high school. Sees that pitch straight down the middle for strike 1. But, I mean, that hit was perfect. It just curled perfectly and stayed in down that first baseline. And it just sat out there for so long that, one of the rare offensive plays being the triple happened, and then the errant throw allowed the runner to go home, as gets through the catcher.
Yeah, this guy is efficient at a .425 batting average, second best in Florida according to Max Preps.
That's a guy you want to have on your team anywhere.
Finished the year with 26 hits.
Yeah.
22 RBIs and 4 dingers.
Air Force is going to love him. So the 2-2 with 2 outs here for Towns. That'll be clipped. Or foul tipped there. Keeps the count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that'll be hit to the shortstop. He'll throw it over to the pitcher, and they get it just in time as Towns cannot quite make it to first base, but Orange County gets 4 runs here in the first inning. See how Seminole responds bottom of the first when we come back here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Hey, Carrie. You're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Abello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carlos.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait.
The Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
We welcome you back into Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Altamont Springs, Florida at Lake Brantley High School. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Jared Oliver. And our sideline reporter today is Berkeley Mezamati. We mostly find her on ESPN over at UCF, covering almost every sport on campus there. And Berkeley, I talked to Jared at the top of the broadcast, and this game it's an all-star game that people can come together to not only play a game, but to help raise money for a cure for cancer. What does that mean to you when it comes to trying to find a cure for this kind of horrible disease that has affected everyone?
I mean, it means everything, and especially athletes that are going to be playing at a high level, use that platform to help bring awareness to these causes, help find cures for these diseases, and it's just really important, with them on this platform to make that happen and make use of their platforms in a positive way too.
Absolutely. Well, we've seen what the Warriors did in that first inning. What do you think that Seminole needs to do to kind of counteract that and get some offense going here?
I mean, they definitely found some spots in the top half of that inning, so do the same thing, find some holes, drive in some runs, be aggressive around the bases. I mean, what can you do? You got to compete back and forth and just make it a nail-biter game. That's always a fun game.
Yeah. Berkeley, you told me you grew up in a baseball family. You've spent a lot of time at games like this. What do you think it means to be a complete, competitive, good baseball player?
There's so many different aspects of that. You can go any different route talking about that kind of stuff. I mean, be fun in the dugout. I mean, you see someone like Jaron Duran hopping around and being silly, and you see competitors who are just uber serious and are trying to be dads in the dugout. I mean, being aggressive around the bases in some aspects. I mean, there's different ways that you can contribute on and off the field as a baseball player. Even coaches who've been around a time or two around the baseball field. I mean, they have insightful impacts on the game too. And I mean, the boys learn from them. They look up to them and hopefully lean on them in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
Baseball is definitely one of those sports that no matter if you're a big-time follower of it or, in your case, grew up around it or just are a casual fan, it's always something that's going on locally, whether it's the farm team or the Major League Baseball team or even something like this. And it's one of the few sports that they do call America's favorite pastime, where you just kind of show up to the stadium, grab some popcorn, have a good conversation, and also watch some great baseball as well.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't know that it's actually a pretty small community. A lot of these baseball players know each other, playing in college, playing against each other in college, travel ball, little league. So it all comes back full circle for a lot of them at so many different levels. So they look across the diamond and they're like, hey, I played with you. Hey, I played against you in high school. So everyone pretty much knows each other no matter what level they're playing at.
Absolutely. Well, that'll get things started here for the second. Oh, what a layout there at first base to keep the foot on the bag, as that is out number one. But starting off was Noah Johnson, and thought he made a good connection there. But good defensive play down at first base.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play there.
I mean, I'll tell you this. I like to think I was some sort of an athlete when I was, but I couldn't do a split like that. That one is fouled off for strike one for Anthony Hamilton, the representative from Lyman, committed at St. Petersburg College. On the mound for Orange County is number 14 of Chase Carney out of Winter Park High School, who's going to one of the few guys on these teams that is undecided at the moment, but hopefully he'll find a home after high school. Right-handed pitcher in an 0-2 count, and they're going to say that's a
Struck him out.
yeah, because you cannot foul. You cannot foul 0-2. That's an automatic strikeout. So that is 2 outs here quickly for the Soldiers. A little bit different than what we saw from the Warriors in that top of the first. This brings number 4 of Sebastian Gonzalez, who's committed to play at Daytona State, currently a Lake Mary Ram. Fouls that one off for strike 1. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. And that is outside, ball 1.
Chase Carney's been pretty solid so far in this frame on the mound.
Yeah, just kind of not playing too loose with it, but just kind of just doing his craft. That one is hit deep into center, and that is going to go off the glove of the outfielder. And that will find the first man in scoring position, Sebastian Gonzalez, for the Soldiers. Wow.
It's a great play there made. We actually got notice that Chris Sale's old trainer and coach is here. Major League Baseball pitcher.
You know, it's crazy
cool.
with that, too, because how Berkeley was telling us earlier, the baseball community is big, but it's also small. And to have, like, someone just like that just randomly show up at an event like this, it's, you know, just something slight. You know, it happens.
Some good info from Berkeley. Appreciate the tip.
So 1 ball, no strikes. Make that 2 balls, no strikes, as the runner will advance. Gonzalez will advance down to third. Alex Dameron ahead in the count. Winter Springs High School student at the moment. And that gets hit into shallow left for an RBI single. So just when it looked like that
Great response here.
just when it looked like Orange County had it dialed in and we're going to probably get out of the inning and 3 up and 3 down, it's now a 4-1 ball game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you want to try to cut this lead in half at least. I mean, they already have 2 outs down, but we'll see if they can, you know, get a runner in scoring position here and try to bring another one across the plate.
So that'll be J.R. Clark out of Seminole High School, committed to play in the Sunshine State Conference at St. Leo University. Conference full of good baseball programs, including the University of Tampa, Rollins College, St. Leo, Florida Southern, an entire group there as the runner will head down to second, and it's mishandled there at second base.
So Dameron's going to be safe. So in scoring position here, 2 outs down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chance to cut this lead in half with a good hit here from J.R. Clark.
And that's the thing, you know, it's if you give your guys an opportunity a little bit, like that little bit closer makes it huge, because you saw the last one, runner was at third, and it made it easy to get there as that gets tapped down to the shortstop. He'll say thank you and throw it down to first, and that's out number 3. Well, Seminole able to score 1. They are behind 4-1 against Orange County. And that is how the first inning will end when we return top of the second as Orange tries to add to their lead here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Bello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carl.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait.
The Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back into Varsity Sports Nation here in Altamont Springs, Florida at Mike Smith Field. Once again, my name is Conrad Volz, joined alongside Jared Oliver. Top of the second as the Warriors of Orange County look to add to their lead. New pitcher for Seminole County. This is the right-hander of number 26, Aiden Smarito, out of Winter Springs, also committed to play at St. Leo. As we said, 19 combined pitchers on both rosters, so we should see about a pitching change per inning per team, as Fabian Gavallo out of Lake Nona is the first batter of this inning.
Still undecided on where he's going to play after high school. Good opportunity for him to get some good film here.
Absolutely. That is popped up into the air down near first base, and that will fall foul and keep.
Looked like that one kind of curved right before it came down.
Yeah, like we said, the wind is present, but it's not like it's overpowering. But
not too much of a factor.
No. I mean, the American flag in center field keeps dancing between center field and more of like right center a little bit, but it just feels like a regular just chill afternoon, which is nice. That is fouled off. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes here for the right-hander. The 1-2 gets past hits the divot of the pitching mound. Throw to first is in time. Good old-fashioned 6-3 out.
This brings in number 2 from Horizon.
And this will bring Jose Massanet out of Horizon, the Andrew College commit, with 1 away. It's a nice thing about this All-Star game is it's going to be played eventually under the lights. The lights are on the field. They were on when we got here. And There's just something special about a game that ends under the lights. It's just something magical about it, no matter what sport it is.
I know some people aren't maybe a fan of baseball turf fields, but I got to say I do enjoy, seeing games on here as there's a good hit to left center there.
Yeah, that ball just danced away from the infielder's glove to get into left field there. And, I mean, sometimes if you're Orange County, if you're Seminole, it just takes that one hit to get the offense going. For Orange County, it took that and a whole lot more. For Seminole, it took, a couple here and there to get that first run of the bottom half of the last inning. And for Orange County, could this be something that heats up another inning for them? As this will be Elijah Buffalo out of Timber Creek, committed to UCF. It's outside, ball one. So one runner on, one out here for Orange County. Outside again for ball two. But if you're looking at the side of the jersey and see a logo with the state of Florida on it in green, that's the Florida League logo. It's a college summer baseball league that exists to benefit baseball players and the communities in which its teams compete. All games are family-friendly and community-oriented. Since 2004, over 530 league alumni have gone on to get drafted, and 38 have made it to Major League Baseball. Notable local products include Jacob deGrom, Jonathan LaCroix, Kerry Carpenter, Shane Green, Thomas Nitto, and Austin Hayes. Beyond the field, the league offers valuable internships to over 40 college interns each summer and has helped raise funds for local organizations through involvement at games. Kind of cool that they can come together in this Cure All-Star games as well, as we'll have another one next week. On Tuesday as well, same location here. Yeah,
it's truly special to see all the sponsors and partners here to help put this event together and come together, for a good night on the diamond. And, great product, Varsity Sports Nation, able to kind of broadcast this event this year. And, down the line, we've done flag football, we've done football, basketball. So it's a great journey. It's going to continue to be a good journey for all the partners here involved, definitely.
Absolutely. That last play was out down at first. Looked like they were going to try to turn a double play, but decided to do the safe route. It'll move a runner in scoring position for Orange County.
Jose Diaz at the plate. Batted .255 his senior year.
Committed down to play at St. Peter's University. Went to Dr. Phillips High School.
Looks like we'll have a quick conversation at the bump.
Yeah, first one of the day for either team. Looks like they're going to put a new thing of turf on the top of that pitcher's mound, because we saw the crew come out.
They've been messing with it for a while now.
Yeah, we saw the crew come out a little bit earlier to look at it, and it looks like they're gonna fix it as well. But Berkeley, being around the game of baseball, you see delays happen every which way, whether it's a mound visit or a rain delay or a field, whatever. In your experience, being around it, covering it, whatever, what has been kind of your most memorable / funny instance you've encountered when it comes to delays in baseball, in your opinion?
There's always the common, dance-offs during rain delays, or that's always super silly to watch entail, especially during Summer League when it's a little bit more loose and relaxed and everything. I mean, some people will stack cups in the dugout or spit sunflower seeds at each other. Yeah. I've seen the weirdest things during Summer League, but during regular season baseball, it's a little bit more serious, and I love watching the players behind coaches when they're doing in the middle of the game interviews, in between inning interviews, and they're making silly faces or stacking stuff on top of their coach or on their teammates. That's always one of my favorite things, because it's it just makes it all the more human and funny and more relaxed and silly.
Well, I got to say, Berkeley, I think this is one of the more unique situations. They have basically what is a carpet out there over the mound. And
a turf delay.
Yeah, and so they're going to play ball with this green carpet on the mound, if you will.
Do you think they called Aaron's or Rent-A-Center and had it door-dashed here?
I don't know. Maybe. I've never seen this before. This is new to me. But I guess they don't have the tools right now to fix the turf. So you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it. We've seen a guy record himself get all the way around the bases on a cell phone. We've seen a turf carpet at the mound. I mean I'm loving this, Jared. I don't know about you guys.
I've actually seen players swim in the dugout in Macon, Georgia for Summer League because the rain
flooded?
filled up
Oh, wow.
so high in the dugout and
That's
they were
disgusting.
swimming in the dugout. So that was the first
That was
for me.
It must have been really bad that day.
It was. They can't even hold rain down there in Macon, Georgia.
Wow.
That's crazy. Is it just because the way it's set up, or does it just not rain there?
It's just a really old stadium.
Yeah.
Fun fact, it's where Jackie Robinson played.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's right. As that ball gets sent into left after the delay and turf carpeting and all that good stuff. After all of that, we've got a base runner here for
Jose Diaz.
Yes. Jose Diaz says, hey, forget the carpet, forget everything else. I want to get on base.
Yeah, Diaz had 28 hits this season, so it's pretty on brand for him to get on base there.
So that'll put runners at first and third with 2 outs. And that'll bring number 19 of Ty Kennedy back up to the plate here for the Warriors.
No cell phone in the hand right now, but I'm pretty sure if he gets on base, it'll come back
Oh,
out.
it's in his back
It's
right
in his
pocket.
Yep, it is.
It's in his back right pocket.
We got to get that content.
I know.
We got to put that on the Kier All-Stars Instagram or something.
And we could do a collab with it.
Yeah.
I mean, just the possibilities are endless.
Oh, are we in business?
Dang it.
Instagram Live?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could I like that. But after all that, the turf carpet, the everything else in this top half of the inning, the Warriors unable to get anybody home, and that's a good thing if you're Seminole County. They've got 3 runs to make up. See how many they get in the bottom of the second when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Hey everyone, Scott Jamieson here, the Associate Executive Director for Athletic Services at the Florida High School Athletic Association. Wanted to take a couple seconds today to remind everyone how important it is that we are paying attention to the heat out there. I don't have to tell you guys how hot it is, you're the ones that are out there. Please make sure you are following the state laws. In our Red Book, which you can find at FHSAA.com under Rules and Publications, on page 108 you'll find policy 41.6. That lays out specifically in accordance with state law what your teams can and can't do for your outdoor sports when it gets to be a certain ambient temperature outside. That temperature is taken by a wet bulb globe thermometer or another type of device that measures the ambient temperature. That includes the wind direction, the angle of the sun, the humidity, the shade, takes all of those things into account and then gives you a temperature. And again, if it falls on this chart over a certain temperature reading, then there are certain things that you have to do. Also wanted to remind everyone how important health and safety of our student athletes is. Of course, that is the #1 priority for all of our schools and us here at the FHSAA. You also have to have a cold tub submersion tank of some sort out at every single outdoor activity, game, and practice. And again, I'd like to reiterate, it is all outdoor sports, including swimming. We have had some questions about that. Yes, swimming. If your pool is outdoors, which I believe most of our pools in the state are, if it's an indoor pool, different situation, but as an outdoor pool, it would fall under these same state laws in FHSAA policy 41.6. Again, get that wet bulb globe thermometer. If you don't have one, you got to have some way of measuring that ambient temperature in accordance with state law to make sure that the environment is safe for student athletes. The hours between about 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. are when the heat is at its highest. And so those are times to typically try to avoid when practicing or playing contests right now during this extreme heat. Thank you, everyone. Please stay safe out there.
And we're back in action here on Varsity Sports Nation in the land of Lake Brantley High School in Altamont Springs, Florida, at Mike Smith Field for this Cure All-Star Baseball game on this beautiful May 13th afternoon between the Orange County and Seminole County All-Stars. Once again, my name is Conrad Volz, joined alongside Jared Oliver. And Jared, we've seen some entertainment today. We've seen a guy record himself go around the bases. We saw the turf delay, as our oh-so-great sideline reporter Berkeley mentioned. And what else do you think is in the cards? We've seen some pitching changes. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for Seminole. It's going to be
I don't know, man. We haven't seen any dance-offs yet. You know, we haven't seen some Savannah Banana style choreography yet. But who knows? It's early. Anything could happen.
Absolutely. New pitcher for Orange County, not Seminole, excuse me, will be number 26 of Michael Sine out of East River, committed to play down at the University of South Florida. So it's going to be a Bull when he starts college. His first batter that he is facing is number 15 of Hunter Wallace. Played at Lake Mary and is committed to go to Lake Sumter.
Big swing there.
So 2 balls, 1 strike to begin the at-bat. And Soldiers down 4-1. Saw 5 runs combined between the two teams in that first inning. And the Soldiers were able to keep the Warriors from scoring any runs in that second inning. But just like with anything, anything's possible in sports, especially in baseball. You think you have it locked down, and then something kind of flies out of left field or flies somewhere in the picture and can start a whole avalanche of runs.
Got a full count here for Michael Sine. We'll see what he can do here on the mound. He's got a really his pace is very fast there on the mound. I wonder if maybe if he slowed down, maybe he'll be able to make better targets in the box.
Believe this is our first full count of the game.
Yep, first one.
Coming in the bottom of the second, so. And plus, you look at the pitchers having to deal with that turf carpet there. How is that affecting their approach and maybe their speed as well? That is fouled off again. Looked like it bounced off the front cage of the catcher and the umpire.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it's affecting the start of the pitch. It's just when the leg lands. So, again, I don't know how much that affects you as a pitcher. Maybe it's more of a mental game than it is the physical part, but we'll see how that goes throughout the game.
I mean, normally you're not pitching on a red carpet or a green carpet, if you will, but I guess today we'll make do.
I mean, hey, maybe he's a future Oscar Award winner, and we don't know it yet. It happens. Got to practice. Well, the practicing for that will have to wait, as that is our first walk of the evening. And this will bring up for the Soldiers, number 27 out of Lyman High School, Keegan Cusick, the Daytona State commit. It's a nice thing, if you haven't found like a 4-year school to commit to, there's the junior college option as well, and it's nice to see a lot of these guys have opportunities to play at a place like Daytona State, to give themselves another couple of seasons to maybe try and find that 4-year home wherever that might be.
Yeah, or just to be able to develop your game, to go somewhere and, work on your craft, whatever position you play, and, get 1 or 2 years of good film, and then maybe you can make that jump to the P4 level, or, go to a lower level school, a program that has a good reputation and good long history. I mean, nowadays you don't have to go to a powerful school to be discovered, or, to be seen by, professional scouts, no matter what sport it is. And I think that's, out of all the chaos that's going on in college athletics, I think that's one of the beauties, is that, you don't have to go to a specific school to be seen. How about the play there made by the Warriors?
That was so beautiful. I mean, the guy got it. It looked like your traditional 6-4-3 double. Oh, there's the cell phone. We got the cell phone in the outfield right there. That was amazing. But it was just a field of the ball. He tossed it with his glove over to second, and then to be able to have enough time to missile it down to first. I mean, that went from, oh, we got something going, to, oh, dang, now we're down to 2 outs.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I think Ty Kennedy is the designated cell phone guy for the night.
I don't know if they asked him to do this or if he just took it upon himself. Maybe. I mean, is this – I think this is a great showcase of he can do more than one he can do at least 2 things at once.
I think he's actually posting. I just saw him actually post whatever he's recording. I think he just wrote a caption, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm known to have really good vision. I think that's what he just did. I saw him typing something. He either posted it somewhere or he sent it to someone.
I'll bet you the hashtag was #shortstoplife.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's what it said.
Yeah. He might have, he might be a streamer. He might be a TikToker. Either way, it's going to be pretty cool.
Is he live on Twitch right now, you think?
He might be. That's next level content creation, though. That is next level.
Hey, instead of gameplay, it's like video gameplay. It's actual gameplay, and it's live.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. But
0-2 count here. That one for ball.
But yeah, that's the one thing about a sporting event, is there's always stories within the story of the game. And that's been our story today. We'll see. Oh, what a spin move down at second.
He lost the phone but still made the play.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, and the phone gets picked up in the outfield to continue the video.
All right, we may have to bring him over here on the headset at some point.
That's insane. Jose Massanet says, hey, the phone fell down, but I got you, good sir. And that is how the second inning, how the top of the second will end, or the bottom of the second, excuse me. But hey, this has been an entertaining event, as all entertaining as it's been. But we'll take a break here. Top of the third will be upon us when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation. Welcome back into the land of Varsity Sports Nation at Altamont Springs, Florida, at Mike Smith Field. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside by Jared Oliver. And during the break, all the players lined up on the first and third base lines with different signs of people that they are playing for in this fight to find a cure for cancer. Great little tradition that the Cure All-Star Games provide, no matter what sport it is. New pitcher on the mound for Seminole County, number 7 of Blake Manley out of Seminole High School. Again, another guy on the roster, undecided on where he's going to college. His first batter he's facing is Charlie Edelman. Saw him come up a couple of times already. It's part of the scoring avalanche for the Orange County Warriors in that top of the first inning. We'll see what he can do here. As you got popcorn now, Jared?
I brought some popcorn for the class, man.
Yeah?
What's an all-star baseball game without popcorn?
I see you got the Act 2 as well, as this will be an act into center field. And
I don't know if he made the catch. I don't know. Yeah, that's a single. He didn't make the play.
I thought he caught that over the top of his, his shoulder, but no.
Yeah, it was hard for us to see from this vantage point, but no, that one dropped for a single.
That's so the offense continuing
by Hunter Wallace. Yeah.
Offense continuing to find its way for Orange County, as Isaac Incinelli will bat for the second time today. And they're going to try to stretch it down to second, and that's going to be a steal attempt. Successful, as that throw was just a tad bit high there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. But no, popcorn's a good idea, Jared. I don't know.
If Ty Kennedy can take his cell phone out on the field, I can at least eat some popcorn, during the broadcast.
Absolutely. I think here's
We're off the rails here.
Here's my question. So some people are very brand loyal when it comes to things. Are you brand loyal when it comes to popcorn?
I wouldn't think so.
Because for me, if you've got Act 2 or Orville Redenbacher's, I got a solid. But speaking of popping it, it's going to be hit into center, and that'll be popcorn into center field and will drop for a double. And we've got runners at second and third for Orange County.
So that was well played, Conrad. Popcorn, popper into center field.
Sometimes you just got to make do with what you have, and I'll be honest with you, some of the analogies and cliches literally will pop into my head like 5 seconds before I say it.
Would you like some? Would you like some popcorn?
I got to feed this craziness, so yes, I will take a popcorn
Take
kernel.
some, Berkeley. Take some.
Thank you.
Yeah. You want some popcorn? All right. She's not a popcorn girl, so.
Oh, boo. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's okay.
Ice cream in a helmet. Wow. That's aggressive.
The last time I had an ice cream in a helmet was at an Angels baseball game back when I was still in elementary school.
Last one I had was at the Potomac Nationals baseball game, which was about 2018.
Okay.
And guess who was on the roster?
Not me.
No, not you. No, it was. Well, you may have been out there.
No.
Who was that? Not Ryan Zimmerman. No. The guy just signed with the New York Mets.
Oh, Juan Soto?
Juan Soto was on the roster at that time.
Wow.
And you know what's so funny? When I was working in the D.C. area, it was just crazy because, every time he played or every time he went up to bat, he would crush the baseball and hit, all the sponsors in the – you know how minor league baseball, they have all the sponsors out there.
Yeah.
He would crush it and just either hit the sponsors or it would go over every time. And then there was another game I covered. He was sitting behind home plate with the pitch gun, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And so, a couple years later, a World Series later, it's like, wow, I remember that guy. I sat next to him when he was doing pitch counts.
That's so funny.
Yeah. That's probably one of the most ironic, cool stories I've had so far in my career.
Absolutely. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. I sat next to Juan Soto before anyone knew who he was.
Yeah, the closest thing I got, I saw him playing a baseball game down at Lone Depot Park when the Padres came up to play the Marlins. That's as close. And then he said goodbye and went somewhere else. So,
yeah.
But Alex Galan, ladies and gentlemen, is on the plate trying to get runners from second and third home with one away.
He's already made a big play in this game already.
Yeah. I think it's the power of the red helmet. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're
But
just talking about the Nationals, and they are red.
that is true. You know, it's funny because the Nationals, I don't think they've been back to the playoffs since they won the World Series back in 2019. They're such a random baseball team. But, you know, sports, it's full of lots of stories, lots of surprises, and lots of weird things all the time.
So that time Alex Galan strikes
This
out.
brings up number 11 from Winter Park, Skyler Jersey.
So Mr. Skyler Jersey, who had the initial RBI triple, which turned into he advanced to home on a throwing error. We'll see if he can bring any runners home here. It's been kind of interesting because we had that the scoring of the first inning. Haven't seen any runs come in since the bottom of the first. So we'll see if Jersey can finally not break the ice, but break that, I guess, stalemate, if you will, with the runners getting to third but not being able to hit pay dirt at home plate.
Yeah, the bats have cooled a little bit. Haven't seen a lot of runs come in since the first inning, but give credit to the pitchers, them doing their thing here. We've already seen a good amount of rotation here on the mound and on the red carpet, or green carpet, I should say. So, yeah, give credit to the pitchers, man. I mean, these are some of the top players in their respective counties.
I think I'm wondering how, if this is, harder for the batters, seeing so many pitchers in a 9-inning game like this, or if it's just kind of, I wonder how much of that plays into effect. Because sometimes if you see the same pitcher every time, it's like, okay, I kind of know his kinks or what he tends to, do or whatever, as that will be thrown over to first for out number 3. But I think having to face somebody new every time you come up, it can be a little bit difficult. I don't know.
It's hard to adjust, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that is the end of the top of the third. We'll see how the Soldiers respond when we come back here on Varsity Sports Nation. Well, the popcorn almost got snagged down here in the booth, but by the mascot here for Cure All-Star. But
everybody
luckily,
wants some.
But luckily, the bag was secured.
Bag was secured.
No pun intended there. But anyway, we are in the bottom of the third here on Varsity Sports Nation for this Cure All-Star game, and that is connected down the third base line. But that will be tossed back over to first for out number 1. New pitcher once again for Seminole County, or excuse me, for Orange County. This is Sims McCluskey out of West Orange, and he is committed to play at Coker University. As Memphis Cologne Vieira is now batting for Seminole County, as he's playing on the field that he played at in high school, Lake Brantley high school native, and swinging a miss for strike 2, and he's committed to play at Delta State University. Great to see that. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Make that 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. And that's dropped there for ball 3. So full count.
Second full count of the game here.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen too much in this game, as that is fouled off.
Fouled away.
But I don't know if that's just because of how the format is for this game, but that is one thing that we have not seen too much today is that full count.
Yeah, we've just seen a lot of early action in the count.
And that will be,
that'll be a walk.
A walk.
Second straight walk off of a full count.
With 1 away. Well, Berkeley Mezzamati has been running all over the place and is now in one of the dugouts. What do you have for us?
Guy, why don't you introduce your podcast? Rich.
Well, unfortunately, we're having some technical problems. Oh, wait. Is she back? No. Unfortunately, we're having some technical issues there.
We'll have to come back
with
to you,
Berkeley.
Yeah, just come back to you.
But we'll get back to
a lot of future big brothers that are
there
going
she is.
taking you under their.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, we're having some technical problems with that, but hopefully we'll
come back to her.
Absolutely, but the third inning is over. Still 4-1 here between Orange and Seminole County. We'll bring you the fourth when we come back here on Varsity Sports Nation. And welcome back to Varsity Sports Nation here in Altamont Springs, Florida at Lake Brantley High School, home of the Patriots at Mike Smith Field. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Jared Oliver. New pitcher, once again, as we talked about, 19 combined pitchers between these two teams. So we will, it's not if, but we will see a new pitcher every inning, every half of an inning as well, as we got our new pitcher for the Soldiers, number 24, Kyle Beckmeyer. But before we get into that, Berkeley Mezzamati's been running all over the place. Who'd you run into?
UCF commit. Introduce yourself to everybody on the broadcast.
I'm Max Murray.
Guys, he's coming from Haggerty. So how did this commit happen? Tell us a story. What happened? What was the story with Rich Wallace or any of the coaching staff to get you committed?
So I started in 8th grade. I started talking to them, and then they gave me a scholarship in 9th grade. I waited a little bit to see kind of my options, and then I want to say 9th grade spring I committed. So it's been a while.
9th grade? That's pretty impressive at 9th grade, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are going to be coming into a pretty great program. It's in a brand new conference. It's going to be their 3rd year whenever you're going to be there in the fall. What are you most looking forward to before stepping onto campus in the summer, actually?
Yeah, I'm just most excited to begin school and work out and all the fun things that go along with that.
Now, you said that you are a two-way player. You're going to be on the field and in the bullpen. Who do you look up to the most? I mean, there's got to be a couple players that you look up to, both on the field and in the bullpen. Who is it?
I mean, I can't really pick one. They're all pretty fun to watch, and they all do a really good job at everything they do. So I just say all of them. I'm pretty excited to be around.
There's a lot of great traditions at UCF. Is there one that you're most excited for? I know the football games are pretty fun.
Yeah. The football games are fun, but, after they hit the home run, the big boom, that's pretty awesome. So I'm excited to hopefully be able to do that.
Well, you have a lot of big brothers that are looking forward to taking you under their wing. So congratulations, and we'll see you in the fall.
Thank you.
Back to you guys. All right, you're all set.
I love how you bring up the tradition of big boom. It reminded me of the Costco guys saying, let's give them 5 big booms. I don't know why I thought of that randomly, but that is what it is we've got a runner. He's a track star, and he makes it all the way down to 3rd. That's Landon Towns getting in closer to scoring position as Fabian Gavallo is in a 0-1 count here for the Warriors.
Yeah, Landon Towns showing some speed there, the Air Force commit.
That is hit high into the air. Looks like it might be playable. No, that'll be hit foul. So no balls and 2 strikes. But it's kind of cool to hear the stories of different guys and what they're doing and where they're going, and kind of that transitional period of, high school to college. As that is a strike 3 call there. But to think that you're already talking to a college before you've entered high school and you've committed your fresh, to think about, because you think about it, there's so many baseball players across everywhere in the United States, and to have that already figured out and done before you get to your senior year, I can't even imagine. He's that guy, obviously.
Well, I think what's also unique and what I admire is, a lot of times these guys, if they commit before high school or as a freshman, a lot of times they change what program they're going to. So, you admire someone who commits somewhere and then they stick with it throughout the duration of their recruitment. And obviously, UCF recently new into the Big 12 Conference. They've done some good things over there so far under new leadership and a new coaching staff. And so, he's going into a program that certainly has a culture. So it'll be good for him to kind of, stay home and, be part of what they're building over there at UCF.
For sure. Jose Massinet's the Andrew College commit at home plate, trying to get Landon Towns home. But he will find himself in a 1-2 hole. But sun is starting to go down now as the part of the infield is starting to be in the darkness. Excuse me.
Who has the cooler last name? Is it Jose or is it Berkeley?
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna have to be biased. Well, I'm not biased because it's not biased. I think Mazzamati sounds cooler in my opinion.
Mazzamati, Massanet. Which one is better?
She says she doesn't want to be biased of her own name, guys.
Yeah.
But that's a run driven in on an RBI double there by Massanet there. So Massanet says, hey, don't forget about my name. I can hit in runs. So that makes it 5-1. That's the first run we've seen scored since the bottom of the first for either team.
Yeah.
From Timber Creek, Elijah Buffalo.
So Elijah Buffalo, another UCF commit out of Timber Creek.
Yep.
They were just in the Florida League Tournament's high school tournament a few weeks ago, and they went all the way to the championship game.
Play at third.
And that's safe.
Safe. Good running by Massanet.
See, look what you did. You're comparing who's got a cooler name. We agree on Mazzamati, and now he's, like, going off now.
Yeah.
That must have been the switch he needed.
Maserati, Massanet.
Mazzamati. You said Maserati.
Well, no, I'm just saying Maserati as far as, like, speed running.
Oh, I got you.
Come on, man. Keep up, man.
Hey, look. I swear I woke up this morning.
It's fine.
But, you know, I didn't have my Red Bull this morning, so I'm a little slow. As that is.
Nice hit into the left. Is it going to stay fair? Nope, it's going to drop foul. And what is this? What do we have here? Is that a boom mic? Oh, it's a camera.
That's funny.
I think it's a camera.
If that's who I think that is, I don't know his name, but that umpire I got to see when I was working the Florida League Tournament high school invitational games. And that guy, every time when their music's playing and he has to go down to either first base or whatever, he always, like, dances around or does whatever.
Oh, so he's not a real umpire.
No, he is.
Oh, is he?
He's a real umpire.
Okay.
He's got the blue shirt. He's got the yellow hat. But I guess he's using a camera to record things for – I don't know what he's doing.
Is he a content creator umpire?
Hey, look, he probably looked at it and said, hey, Ty Kennedy can do this while working. Watch me do this.
Yeah, watch this. Yeah.
Watch me whip. No, I'm just kidding. We won't bring up old song trends. That is popped up into the air, and will it get played? Yes, it will for out number 2.
Yeah. Nice catch by Sebastian Gonzalez.
Absolutely.
The Lake Mary Ram headed to Daytona State.
This brings in
So
number
Jose
29,
Diaz
Jose Diaz.
will come to the plate. Funny enough, last time he was here was when we had the turf delay. So we'll see if he can get another single.
Picked up a single, yeah.
First pitch is down the middle for strike 1. But that's one of the cool things about an all-star game or you know, if you go to pro sports, the pro ball or the whatever. I mean, there's so many unique things that you see, whether it's the gameplay or it's the antics or whatever, that kind of make it memorable. And today, as we keep saying, we've seen the cell phone, we've seen the turf delay. Now that we've got the turf carpet sitting on the pitching mound, and because normally on a traditional baseball field, they probably would just either add some more dirt or maybe intense rake it or do whatever. But when you just have turf, you have to figure out stuff on the fly. And what they did is they just took the on deck square, because it's not a circle, and just drug it from the on deck section and just put it onto the pitching mound. So they didn't DoorDash it. They just drug it. I don't know. It was funnier in my head.
It's fine. I'm here with you, man.
I appreciate you, Jared.
That came right at us, and I jumped.
Why?
Berkeley didn't even move. Wow. I respect it, man.
I mean, there's a fence right there. We're good.
But it's all about I have reflexes still, you know.
I feel like my reflexes are good when they're supposed to be, but when I don't need my reflexes, I'm kind of just here. I guess I'm showing I'm a novice behind home plate. Oh, my gosh. Full count, only the third one we've seen in this game, coming in first one in the 4th inning. Hey, you didn't flinch that time.
I didn't jump that time.
Proud of you.
I learned my lesson.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's kind of funny when it comes to baseball because you see games that you can kind of tell is going to be a pitcher's duel. You see ones where the bats are going to be lit up, whether it's just one side or both sides, and then this one it looked like it was going to be kind of that offensive duel because of all the pitching changes, but we really haven't seen too much offense outside of that first inning, and then of course the exception of this top of the fourth. But I mean, it's just kind of, it is a 9-inning game. It's not your traditional 7th-inning high school game. It's just really kind of interesting because you think it's going to go one way, then it kind of stalls one direction. Now it's just kind of that waiting to see if a bat wakes up, and will one wake up there? Yes, yes, it will.
Diaz stays alive. Picks
Yeah.
up a double. Hey.
Hey, you wanted a dance, you got one. That looked like the B.J. Raji dance from back when he played for Green Bay. Because Aaron Rodgers had the discount double check belt, and then Raji just kind of danced around like whatever that was.
Yeah. Most importantly, the umpire got the content, too. Ran out there right behind him. We've got cell phones. We've got boom mics, boom cameras.
Are we at Savannah Bananas?
It feels like we're at Savannah Bananas right now.
Yeah. Are they secretly here and we don't know? But
Well, it's early. You never know. So it's 6-1, so drove in a run.
Yes. So Herms Garcia from Freedom High School taking pitches at home plate. Got Diaz at second with 2 out. As 2 runs have been scored in this inning for Orange County. It's the first run scored by either team since the bottom of the first.
It's a beautiful field here at Lake Brantley.
Yeah. That is hit high, deep into left center, and it's over. No, it's not over the wall. I thought it was. My depth perception.
Looks like I don't know if it bounced back into play or.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I saw it bounce, and then the center fielder caught it and threw it back in. So it wasn't a home run, but.
Drove in a run, though.
There you go. Yeah.
Diaz comes home to make it 7-1. So Orange County running away with this here through 4.
As this brings Charlie Idleman up to bat for the Warriors. He's probably so used to, it probably doesn't even faze him because they were called the Warriors when he was in high school for West Orange. So it's almost like he's put on a alternate uniform for a high school game. I like that. 0-2 in the count.
Yep.
Cleats look like, I don't know if that's the way they're painted or if they just have.
No, that's dirt, man.
Okay, I was about to say if they are painted that way, that's kind of cool, and that'll go down as a single for Idleman, excuse me. Now to put another runner in scoring position here for the Warriors. Again, haven't seen this much offense by either team since that first inning, and it's starting to.
Yeah, Orange County is doing a great job of seeing the ball, no matter how many rotation of pitchers there are up there on the mound. They're doing a great job at the plate. We've seen 2 full counts, 3 full counts, I believe. So yeah, it's been great offense here for Orange County. Seminole just unable to. Tough play there. That one went right back at the mound. That'll close the frame.
Yeah, it looked like it. When anytime it hits the mound like that, it's either it turns into, oh my gosh, we got to scramble and get this ball because stuff might happen. But luckily for the Soldiers, it bounced in the way of the defense, and they were able to minimize the damages caused by the Warriors. Well, the Warriors add 3 more. They lead 7-1. We'll bring you the action of the bottom of the 4th, and we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Abello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carlos.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait.
Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here on Varsity Sports Nation. We do apologize for the technical difficulties, but we are back up and running here. Bottom of the fourth, Soldiers have a man now on second with one out, as batting for Seminole County is number 4 of Sebastian Gonzalez, as on second base right now is number 14 of Noah Johnson. On the mound here for Orange County is, I believe, number 13 of Palmer Edwards out of Winter Park. He's committed to St. John's River. But, Jared, as we've been talking about, Orange County has been able to find their offense, but Seminole just has not been able to find it since towards the end of that first inning, and now down 6 runs now.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job of just adjusting to the rotation of pitchers and being able to see the strike zone well, being able to make contact and put the ball in play. Haven't had any home runs yet in this game, but it's just been good baseball inside the park.
True, as that is a strikeout looking. That's the second strikeout of this bottom of the fourth. And this will bring up number 5 of Alex Dameron.
Still undecided on where he'll play baseball after high school.
Wearing that purple helmet for Winter Springs, home of the Bears. As all of the infield and most of the outfield now, with the exception of part of center field and right field, is no longer in the sun. As when it's the time of the year when when time is sprung forward, the sun is obviously out longer, but if you're a right fielder, it's not as fun because you got the sun right in your face. But if you're left field, it's not as bad to try and field that. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 away.
So, I think we have a special guest over here. He's a great baseball player, content creator. I'm guessing he got it approved by the coaches. Curious to see what he has to say. We'll take it to Berkeley.
Ty Kennedy, what was going on out there with the cell phone?
Yeah, so before the game, coach was like, you guys need to have fun, have your phones out, get some good videos. So sure enough, ball got hit to me a lot, and just had the phone right here in my belt and got some good videos of the plays.
Are you sure you're not missing an opportunity by playing for the Bananas instead?
I might be. I could. With all those cool plays, yeah.
So you're committed to go to Oklahoma State. What are you looking forward to most?
Probably just getting in that atmosphere, because baseball there is always good. Fans are amazing, especially the coaching staff. It's one big family, and just the weather's pretty good up there. A little cold, but I'm happy to get out of this heat for sure.
Well, we just talked to a UCF commit, and we were just talking about how they swept the UCF Knights. I'm sure you're pretty excited about that.
Oh yeah, I was watching all 3 games. Yeah, I got a few friends over there on the Seminole side that are going to UCF, and I was giving them a little bit hard time about it, but yeah, it was a good series.
Are you excited to play against them next year?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. We've already been talking about it a little bit. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Any teammates that you're looking forward to most of being mentored by on that team?
I'd say Avery Ortiz. He was playing shortstop this year, but he got hurt. But his freshman year, so he's a sophomore this year. His freshman year last year, he did really good. So I'm just gonna look up to him, talk to him about how he went about his business his freshman year, and yeah, he can give me some tips and just lead me in the right direction.
Perfect. Well, keep having fun out there, and hopefully we'll see the phone out here even more.
Oh yeah.
I got a question for you, Ty. What's been the from your vantage point? What do you think is going to be the biggest adjustment for you going from the high school level to Big 12 baseball?
Probably just dealing with failure a lot because it's a game of failure. In the field, I think I'll be fine, but at the plate, it's a big velo jump, so I just gotta train and get ready for that this off season, and I know I'll be ready.
Most important question: what are you gonna do with these videos and content? Like, are you gonna put it on Instagram, make a reel, or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my friend because my friend edits them, so I'll get him to like put a little montage together or something, and I'll probably post it.
Well,
yeah.
make sure you tag Varsity Sports Nation.
Oh yeah, I will.
All right,
the bananas as well.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Ty.
All right, thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was number 19 of the Orange County All-Stars, Ty Kennedy. And he plays over at East River, and he will be committed to play at Oklahoma State. Thank you to Berkeley Mezzamati for tracking him down. I'm sure she had to dig through all the mess over there in the
dugout,
in the Orange County dugout to get to him. But that's the one thing that's really fun about these events is you get to see stuff like that, and then because the main question is how in the world is he able to do this, and then we just found out the coach approved it. So
yeah,
so that makes more sense now.
Yeah, I mean, you want to have fun and stuff like this. So, he's got his cell phone. I'm still eating popcorn. We've got a green carpet on the mound.
Yes.
We're just, like I said, off the rails here, but just having a good time.
And so tonight we're going to go to a Met Gala somewhere. I have no idea. But
I also met Chris Sale's old coach.
You met who's old coach?
Chris Sale's old coach, and who also coached Ty's dad in high school. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the
behind the backstop over here, I got to talk to him and ask him about some tips, and he talked about Rich Wallace and how his son actually played with Rich Wallace at Bishop Moore. So a lot of full circle things for Sal over here talking to me, words of wisdom and stories.
Baseball is a game of community.
Yeah, you always think of when I've talked to people that have wrestled or have wrestling for sure. They always talk about that the community is very small and they all know each other, but you never would think, at least in my opinion, how baseball is big, but that small of a community where everybody knows each other as well. It's very interesting to see and hear those kind of stories as well. But Juan Pablo Gattaca at the plate, excuse me, with a 3-2 count. A new pitcher for Seminole is Jake McGlynn out of Lake Mary. He's committed to play at Newberry, and he will walk his first batter.
This brings in number 12 from Horizon, Alex Gallen.
Alex Gallen will bat now for Orange County.
I believe this is his third appearance tonight.
He's had a good outing in this All-Star game.
Yeah. Struck out in his last outing.
Takes that first pitch inside. Ball one. We're in the fifth. Still 7-1 Orange County. Again, this is a full 9-inning game. Not your traditional 7-inning, what you normally see in high school. That is hit past the third baseman. This will be at least a base hit. That'll put runners at first and second with nobody out for Orange County. So here comes that offense.
Yeah.
We saw the surge in the first. We saw that in the fourth. And it's still early, but we could see it here in the fifth, too.
Yeah, 2 runners on base, no outs. And like I said before, Orange County just doing a great job of adjusting to all of these pitchers that Seminole has. And so, I mean, give credit to Orange County. I mean, a lot of these guys know how to hit the ball.
And also have the plate discipline to see pitches through, just like that pitch taken right there by Skylar Jersey. It's just it helps to be able to hit a baseball, which is one of the hardest things to do, but you also have to stay disciplined and not swing at every pitch and try to be a hero or try to do something with when there's nothing there as well.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard players and athletes say that baseball is definitely the hardest sport to play compared to football, basketball, and baseball. Trying to hit a little baseball that's thrown at you 80, 90 miles per hour.
Yeah, and it's funny because you look at how these guys, when they set up, it's almost like they're in their batting motion before the pitches even got there, because especially when you get to the big leagues, like when you see a dude like Aroldis Chapman consistently throwing like 103, 105 all the time, and it's like I've driven 100 miles an hour in a car on a freeway. That's fast, but having to stand there and you have less than 2 to 3 seconds to react to a ball coming at you.
Yeah.
It's the concept of that is insane.
Well, let's hope that nobody was on the road with you when you drove 100 miles an hour.
Well, the one time, no, because it was at like, I can't remember what time of the night was, but I was in my dad's 96 GMC Sierra, and I was like, I wonder how fast this thing goes. And if you know that era of vehicles, they're very heavy, and you can feel everything as it gets fast. And the truck, thank goodness, had a governor on it, so it stopped giving it power right around 99, 100 miles an hour.
Would it be an example, Conrad?
Look, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to bring in real life examples. Probably wasn't the best one, but no. And when I got up to how fast it was going, and like, because cars now you can go 100 and you don't even feel it because of all the technology in it. But I'm literally sitting there, and the truck, I can feel all the weight of the truck. I'm like, I should slow down. I'm probably going to die. So I just took my foot off the gas and slowed it back down to 75, and we were good. But
Whoa. I think a real life analogy for baseball for 100 miles an hour would be Ben Joyce.
okay.
That's got to be a pretty awesome equivalent.
Yeah, I think that's better than me driving
Than
my dad's
driving
96
recklessly.
Sierra. But speaking of 96 miles an hour, that is definitely that fast, running from third as Juan Pablo Gatica makes it home.
What a wild pitch
for the Warriors.
Bases loaded,
and they lead.
Were loaded.
Yes, they were loaded, fully loaded. Now they're just
2 on base, second and third.
I didn't know where I was going with that, but that's okay. Davis Peters now on the plate, and he will launch this one into right center. 2 runs are coming home. It's an 2-run RBI single, and I mean, we've talked about the offense surges.
Yeah, Orange County is getting it done at the plate.
The second straight inning, they've scored 3 runs, and I call it the scoring avalanche. The snow is now rolling down the mountain with scoring now for Orange County, and they went away in that second and third inning, but these past couple innings they have just found the bats have woken up here.
Yeah, 2 straight innings back to back with 3 runs, and Orange County's not done here. No outs on the board here, so things could get even more out of hand.
So Reese Rigo from Freedom High School coming to the plate for the first time today. That is high and outside for strike 1. But wind has stayed pretty consistent the entire game, blowing mostly towards the center field and a little bit to right center, but for the most part, it's just been a pitch perfect type of a day. I mean, there's not been really anything to slow the ball down drastically for the outfielders to have to deal with that. It's just been, okay, you don't have to battle really any elements. You just play ball, and I think that's just been great for an event like this.
Yeah, I'm going to blame the green carpet for Seminole's pitching tonight. They just haven't been able to adjust to the circumstances. So, yeah, I guess they can get a pass from me.
Well, you're nice, Jared. I like that.
Big swing there.
So that's a strikeout swinging for Reese Rigo, and this brings Jaden Vasquez to the plate with 1 away.
Out of East River High School, still undecided.
It's still amazing that, Ty Kennedy had the blessing from his coach well, basically the whole team did it for the whole Orange County side. Like, hey, stay loose, have some fun.
Yeah.
You know, you can have your phone on you. And I think as an athlete, you're probably, if you first hear that, you're like, wait, did my coach just say I could have my phone on me? What is this? But
well, he's gotta follow through and actually publish the content. You know?
That is true.
You gotta wow us. You can't go out there, run the bases, and produce no content. So
no.
That's our challenge for him in the coming days. Really tonight.
Yeah.
But I think he said his friend has to edit it, so it may take a day or two.
True.
As long as he tags us in it, then we're good.
Exactly.
We're friends.
It's like that one saying in Finding Nemo, fish are friends, not food.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. You read it right. That's from Dory, right?
Finding Nemo.
Yeah. Finding Nemo. Didn't Dory say that?
No, that was
Bruce. Oh, yeah, I
Bruce,
forgot.
the shark guy thing.
Well, didn't Dory make Bruce say it, though?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Just keep swimming.
Oh. Yeah, sorry. Childhood movies wasn't my thing. Don't give me that look, Octavius, over there. No, you didn't. You didn't know that. Whatever.
You know,
Octavius is our program director is a Winnie the Pooh fan.
Hey, look, Winnie the Pooh's underrated, okay?
Yeah, he taught me some valuable lessons as a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
Like some honey?
if you eat too much honey, you'll get stuck in Rabbit's house. That's what'll happen. Take that for what you will.
Oh my God.
And that is a strikeout. So Jaden Vasquez was definitely not thinking about honeypots there, but that's okay. Because that's 2 down, and we've got Elijah Buffalo coming to the plate with 1 on second and 2 away. So, I never would have expected to be talking about this kind of stuff on a baseball broadcast, but I'm here for it because, the players are staying loose. Why can't we?
Yeah. I think I need another bag of popcorn.
See if they've got Orville Redenbachers. That'd be kind of cool, kind of offset, the Act 2-ness of it. I don't know. But that's how the top of the 5th will end. Simple throw over to first base on a ground out there. And the Orange County All-Stars record 3 more runs. They are up by 9 runs. It's 10-1. Seminole will be batting next when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation. Welcome back to Varsity Sports Nation here in the bottom of the 5th as the Seminole County Soldiers will try and get some offense going as Batting first is number 12 of Hunter Dimitri out of Lake Mary. He's committed to play at Tallahassee State College. And also new pitcher for Orange County is number 21 of Wyatt Jaggers. Popka Blue Darter, utility player, pitches and is undecided on a major. But we've got different face in the booth now. Berkeley Mazamati said, hey, I want to trade in the microphone real quick on the sideline and come into the booth real quick. How are you enjoying sitting here with a different microphone on?
It's different. It's definitely different. But I'm channeling my inner Melanie Newman from the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
She does a little bit of both, so I guess I'll channel a little bit of her, or Beth Mowins of college softball.
Absolutely. So I have a question for you. So obviously everybody's got their story when it comes to what job they work in or with sports, how they got into it. What is kind of your story with how you got into what you do now for ESPN over at UCF?
Well, I owe everything to both my dad and my granddad. They played professional baseball. My granddad was Providence College head baseball coach back in the day when they had a program. He's in the Sports Hall of Fame there. So, and actually, my dad played pickup basketball against Doris Burke.
Wow.
So they go back a little bit. So when I met her a couple months ago, she goes, hey, I know your dad and your granddad. I'm like, no way. So it's the small connections like that that got me into sports and them really teaching me the game of baseball, like in and out, really. It's like I know like the back of my hand at this point.
Well, I think that helps, having the experience that you've had with your family and what the job that you get to do. I mean, it helps because I think there's the people that know the game inside and out, and then I'll be honest, before I started working in broadcasting, I'm a Padres fan because I'm from California, but I'm not like a oh my gosh, this trade just happened type of a person. So it's kind of cool to see that kind of a thing.
I guess I'm a little bit of both. I mean, I've had the honor of meeting a lot of athletes when they were in high school or even their start in college and being there for major league debuts or meeting them in spring training and meeting their wives. And just by accident, I got to talk to Alex Call, who is one of the starting outfielders for the Nationals. And I got to chit chat with his wife and meet their little baby during spring training and sit out with his wife. So, I mean, it's great to see the human side of them and to tell their stories and to be trusted with their stories. And for anybody who hasn't watched The Clubhouse on Netflix, it really shows the human side of these athletes and what they entail. And they're more than just athletes. They're also humans with families and going through their own struggles. And I'm sure everyone's heard of Jaron Duran's story and his struggle and with mental health and being an advocate for it now. And just being on that side of things has been an honor, and getting to talk to them about the deep stuff and their favorite colors, like the funny things, and their favorite snacks and all that kind of stuff. So that's my favorite part.
That hit was just missed the correct side of the third baseline there for Colin Napier out of Oviedo, as it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away here for the Soldiers. You bring up the human side. I think so many times, and I myself included, when you look at like an athlete or like your favorite band or your favorite celebrity even, you see it as like, oh my gosh, they're this like, it's like an angel. I want to touch you.
Yes.
because you're just this polar. But then when you meet them, it's like that you might have that shock value. But then, like you said, once you sit down and just treat them like a human, it's like I feel like they at least they are more comfortable and they're more open because they get all the, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's you all the time.
Yeah.
But to have an instance where, oh, you want to know that versus this that hundreds of people ask me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll tell you that story.
Yeah, but there's still some people like Nick Castellanos for the Phillies who just want to talk about baseball. They don't want to talk about the deep stuff. So it's hit or miss, but most of them like to talk about the deep stuff more than just baseball.
For sure. Well, the Soldiers unable to get any runs in the bottom of the 5th. Orange County due up next. 6th inning coming your way on Varsity Sports Nation.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Abello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carlos.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait. No!
Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
Back here on Varsity Sports Nation, top of the 6th between Orange County and Seminole County here in the Cure All-Star Baseball game. Welcome back, Jared Oliver, to the broadcast booth. Thank you to Berkeley Mezzamati for sitting down and kind of hearing her story and hearing some of the stuff she's gotten to do throughout her career. But we've got a new pitcher on the mound for Seminole County. This is number 9 of Ben Filler out of Winter Springs. And batting for Orange County is number 9 of Sebastian Hurtado out of Timber Creek. Another UCF commit. Sees the count. 3-0 is the count to begin this top of the 6th as the sun is slowly making its way behind the clouds, and there is not any.
No sunlight on the field.
Don't have to worry about any glares anymore as we've got a ball up in the air. And I have no idea where it landed.
Went over the top. Yeah, we're good. Coast is clear.
So I was fully prepared for it to hit me, but it just never did. So I think that's a good thing.
Careful what you ask for. It's still early.
That is true. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. No, I'm kidding. That is hit into center and will drop for a base hit.
Man, good hit by him.
First at bat of the game. Absolute missile into shallow center field. And this brings Herms Garcia to the plate with 1 on and nobody out.
That was a great contact hit by Sebastian Hurtado. It's going to be part of the UCF faithful soon.
Yeah. And he might get interviewed by Berkeley. You just never know.
Yeah. She's on a hot streak right now.
Yeah. So if you're hearing this, run away. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But no, it's amazing the amount of options in the state of Florida there is to go to college. It's just a benefit of living in a big state where you can go either stay locally here in Central Florida or you can go, down to South. As that's a runner escaping down to second as the catcher could not quite get his footing there down at home plate.
Hurtado showing his athletic ability, stealing second on a wild pitch.
But yeah, I mean, you can, if you want to live down near Tampa for a while, you've got South Florida. If you want to go up to Tallahassee, there's Florida State. There's there's
community colleges.
In Gainesville, you've got the Gators. I mean, it's just there's so many. I feel like there's a big major college in almost any area of Florida. It's kind of It's
UCF, USF, Tampa University, University of Tampa.
And that gets thrown down to first base for out number 1 from his knees.
What a play.
Wow.
Who was that? I think that was Ethan Park. Yep, that was Ethan Park out of Seminole. He dug that one out. Dug that one out the ground and sent it to first on a missile.
Yeah, that'll get you noticed if you can make athletic plays like that in not very comfortable positions.
Still undecided.
So Wyatt Jaggers at the plate with 1 on third and 1 away. Trying to get the 11th run home here for Orange County here in this game. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's just a perfect day right now for sports. Little to no wind. I mean, the elements have decided to take a break as that's thrown down to third, and they got him.
Tato picked off at third. He got too aggressive down there on the line. Looked like he almost wanted to steal for a home plate, but good play there by the catcher.
If he would have been recording himself, I don't think this would have happened. If he had the cell phone like Ty Kennedy had, I don't think that would have happened.
Give credit to the catcher, Hunter Dimitri out of Lake Mary, going to Tallahassee State College.
So 2-1 is the count, and Jaggers hits that over to the second baseman, over to first, and that is how the top of the 6th will end. Will the Soldiers get the job done and prevent any more runs from being scored? Still 10-1, as Seminole will look to try and cut into this lead when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Fresh from Florida is a proud.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Abello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carl.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait. No!
Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
Bottom of the 6th here on Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Altamont Springs, Florida at Mike Smith Field and Lake Brantley High School, home of the Patriots. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Jared Oliver on the mound for Orange County, number 23, Connor McAfee out of Apopka. Is a right-handed pitcher. His first batter he'll be facing for Seminole County will be number 28 of Brock Goodwin out of Oviedo, who's committed to play at Georgia Southern.
Stepping to the plate, number 28 from Oviedo, Brock.
All hail Southern. Can't believe I said that as someone who went to Georgia State. So I guess best of luck to him.
What was kind of the fighting call at Georgia State?
Well, yeah, as Georgia State, we would say state, not Southern, and they would say Southern, not state.
Okay.
But at the time when I was in school, it wasn't really a rivalry because we kept dominating them. But it's okay, you know.
So it took a lot for you to say what you just said.
It did.
Okay. But see, I feel like part of the thing when you get older is you still keep that rivalry in you, but you can still appreciate other things exist.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
Georgia Southern, it's a respectable school. It's a good school.
Yeah.
You know, they've developed some good NFL talent, and some couple NBA players, or at least ones that had a chance to make it to the next level. So, good program. Baseball team has done well in different years and seasons. So, yeah. But Georgia State, you know, when I was there, which was 2014 to 2017, you know, we handled our business.
Now, when I was in school, I went to a small NAIA. It's now a D2. Can't believe it now.
Yeah.
But I went to a small NAIA in North Dakota called the University of Jamestown. And our rival was Valley City State University. And we hated them when we were in school because they were the school half hour up the road, and they likewise hated us. But it just, as I got older, it's still always hatred to the school, but if I meet someone that went there, I'm not going to be like, get away from me, you went there. So I don't know. They unfortunately handled us in football almost every year, so only got to beat them one time in my 2 years there.
Brutal.
But that's okay. That's going to go down as a walk for Brock Goodwin here in the bottom of the sixth, as Tyler Piddington out of Lake Howell, Mars Hill University commit, comes to the plate with one on and nobody out. It is up and outside for ball one. So 1-0 is high for ball two. Oh, and it's funny, you talk about rivalries, and you look at a game like this. I saw when the Soldiers were on defense and the Orange County was up to bat. I can't remember if it was last inning or the inning before that, and like a couple of guys just gave the little dap up at home plate between catcher and batter, and I'm just like, you just would never see that in a regular game.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys have played against each other, you know. I'm sure they have some sort of, they probably played, travel ball together, and they've grown up and maybe went to different schools. But it's that's the beauty of this All-Star game is you get to finally be teammates with people you probably battled with for 4 years, and now for a night you get to be teammates and even be teammates, for a greater cause and continuing to bring awareness to cancer.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, you look at that all throughout history. I mean, in basketball, for Team USA, you'd see like Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, and the couple other names are escaping me right now. I wish I knew more, but just stuff like that. I mean, those guys, and Magic. There we go. Yeah. Like Magic and Larry battled it out for years, going back into college, and then for like a random week for the Olympics, they could all come together and just mesh everything and play together as teammates, and obviously on a bigger scale than an all-star game like this. But that's the quickest example I can think of. Is just a bunch of different guys that were really good at what they did come together and be teammates for a day or a week or however long.
You know who else has been really good tonight?
Who?
This umpire. I wonder how old he is.
Well, we'll have to get back to the age on that, as that was sent into center field. Maybe we can get a birth certificate request from the hospital or something.
I don't know if I don't want to take a guess at his age, but looks fairly young. Shout out to him, putting together his ump career.
Well, especially now, because I don't know how much it is now from before, but I know there was a big referee/umpire shortage for a really long time, going back like 4 or 5 years ago. So getting to see younger people in those roles is very encouraging, because eventually the older people do have to retire and live out the rest of their days. And you can't ump until you drop. So, but no pun intended. But
foul pitch there. Runners go to second and third.
But Crazy stuff. Not what I was expecting to talk about today, but
yeah, I just noticed, behind home plate here. I don't want to.
Absolutely.
I don't want to offend him by taking a guess at his age, but he looks fairly young, but confident though.
Yes, I think that's important. I mean, if you're umping or refereeing, you just have to have that confidence. You can't second guess your calls. You have to stay true to that. Look out over there, as almost had organized chaos over there with the ball almost rolling into a couple Orange County players sitting in front of the dugout.
They're just chilling over there, up 9 runs here, just hanging out, catching a vibe.
Wonder if they're thinking about the next TikTok video they're going to make. I don't know. But
maybe Ty's over there trying to put together something.
So full count. And make that a walk as
bases juiced.
And that is true. So this is the best offensive situation for the Soldiers all day, coming in the 6th inning. Again, down 10-1, you got a chance to at least get one here, and as Jaden Blanco's up to bat for the Soldiers.
Yeah, game's not over either, man. We got a couple innings left here. They could put together a rally here, score some runs in all these innings, and we could have a close one here if they can create a surge. Starting here, bases juiced and no outs.
That is true. We heard Berkeley was telling us earlier that didn't UCF hit a grand slam like in the first inning? Is that a thing?
Yes. It was Andrew Sundin, one of the seniors.
That was tonight, right?
Yes, it was.
Is that normal for UCF to do something like that, or is that a very odd thing for UCF baseball?
It's pretty hit or miss. I mean, we've had a couple of grand slams this season. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster through conference play, but there's been a couple of grand slams this season.
I believe they started off pretty strong, and then once they got into conference play, things kind of shifted maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's mainly just pitching. It's just a pitching drought at the moment. I mean, there's a lot of great guys on the team, and they have fun with each other, but, conference is just a little tough right now. And, it's only their second year in the Big 12, so, last year they had a hot streak and made it to regionals, and this year's a completely different story, but that's sports. It's unpredictable. Every season's a new season.
Yeah. Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Rich Wallace, right?
Yes.
The head coach there. He's come in there, and he's created a culture there already.
The boys really, really like him. They really gravitate towards him, and he's a very hands-on coach.
Yeah.
He's involved with practice. He is at third base. He's very animated. The boys really love him, and he's a girl dad, so he loves his little girls. Both his little girls are actually little managers in the dugout. They're in full uniform, helping with the balls and the bats and cheering on the boys. So it's a full family affair over there at UCF for the Wallace family.
That's awesome. We'll have a couple of nights here on the field tonight. They'll be heading over there to that UCF dugout. I believe we have about 3, right?
Yes, and Ty Kennedy's going to be playing against them in the Big 12 at OSU, too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So the grand slam bid here for the Soldiers will have to wait, as that'll be a strikeout looking there for Jaden Blanco. And this brings Noah Johnson to the plate. Still bases loaded. 1 out for the Soldiers.
Big swing for him for strike 1.
And I think if, in a game like this, I'm a firm believer that no lead is safe. But at the same point, when it gets to a score like this, if you're the Soldiers, you almost want to keep it to where it doesn't get any higher than it is to give yourself a chance. Because there are leads that are hard to overcome, but then there's ones where you feel like if we just keep it within this, we should give ourselves a chance.
I've seen crazy things in high school baseball, man. I've seen some wild comebacks. But I think you're right, though. You want to maintain that cushion. So if there is a rally, you're able to close it out with about up to 1, 2, or 3 runs. Yeah, you want to have that cushion, but not be relaxed. Still play aggressively.
So Cass Ocasio out of West Orange steps to the plate for the first time. As we saw the first 3 batters get on base, and the last 3 batters have gone down. So that is outside for ball 1. And Soldiers trying to get their first run since the bottom of the first. Again, got 2 runners in scoring position.
Big swing there for strike 2 for Ocasio.
Yeah.
This will be a huge letdown if they left 3 stranded on base here.
But and also an encouragement if you're Connor McCaffrey to kind of get out of the inning if he's able to do that, because it's you see it all the time. It's so difficult when you get yourself in a jam. And a lot of times in a normal situation, then they warm up a pitcher, then they bring it in, and then the jam either gets done with or a couple runs get let in, and it's a hard thing to overcome as a pitcher, no matter the circumstance. That gets popped up into the air and falls down near our camera for a foul.
Yeah, was playable, but just got too close to the net there to make a play on and catch it out of the sky.
Still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes, with 2 away for Cass Ocasio. The 1-2. Clipped foul. Still keeping it at 1-2. And the wind that we had earlier is now...
It's gone now. Completely died down.
Yeah.
Now that the sun is set.
And what are they going to call?
Swing.
They're going to call it a strike.
Call it a strike, yeah.
They checked with the infield umpire. He said that he went for a strike. So the Soldiers load the bases, but no money was taken to the bank, and it stays a 10-1 ball game. 7th inning of action coming up. Orange County up 10-1, trying to add more when we return on Varsity Sports Nation.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities.
In Montanez.
And we're back in the land of Varsity Sports Nation in Altamont Springs, Florida, at Mike Smith Field here at Lake Brantley High School. It is the 7th inning here as Orange County looks to continue to add to their lead. They've scored 4 in the first, 3 in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th. Soldiers, on the other hand, out of Seminole, have scored 1 in the first inning. This is Hayden Montanez out of Winter Park High, batting first. He is committed to Santa Fe. On the mound for the Soldiers, number 22 of Elijah Guzman out of Lake Brantley. That pitch is sailed high and out of play for a foul and strike 2. But a lot of lot of good stuff we've seen. It's cool how some of these guys, you know, we talked about at the top of the broadcast and even into the first third of the game, that some guys, this might be their last baseball game that they ever play in high school. And some of these guys are doing it on their home field. Granted, this was a last-second switch of venue, but get to do that in an all-star game at your own place has got to be something that probably wasn't in their bingo card.
Yeah, it's another thing of adjustments, but that's part of sports. And, you know, I think what's great for these kids is just to embrace the moment, enjoy it. You know, this may be the last time you put the cleats on, swing a bat, put a glove on, and it's a bittersweet moment for some of them. But, you know, fortunately, a lot of these players out here have the talent to play at the next level, and they'll get that opportunity wherever it may be, whether they're committed right now or they still have to kind of figure some things out for them academically and athletically. But it's one of those nights where you just enjoy it. You're playing for a bigger cause, and we've seen some great baseball. Bad play there, though, an error there.
Yeah, it'll be a fielding error there by the shortstop.
That was Ethan Park.
Gattaca able to get to first base unharmed, and this will bring Jose Massanet up to the plate with one on and one away. But Berkeley, you've seen in your time, you always talk about UCF. You see him play, and you get to kind of know the guys throughout the season. And is it obviously as a coach and as teammates, it's hard to see your guys leave or to do whatever. But from a sideline reporter standpoint, getting to be with the team all the time, is it hard for you to see guys go? And how is that kind of for you throughout your career?
I mean, it's pretty bittersweet.
Is this the first home run of the night? No,
it's not.
Winning track.
Well, watching that fly.
Yeah.
So let that breathe for a minute. Let's see where that goes.
That'll be a double, and that'll put runners at second and third as this brings Skylar Jersey back up to the plate.
But to answer your question, it's a pretty bittersweet. I mean, you get to know the guys. They become like family to you. They tell your story. They tell you their stories, but you get excited for the ones who get drafted and continue their dream of baseball to get to the highest level. But then it's also hard when they don't continue that dream. You say goodbye to them, and we just had a really strong senior get hurt. He hyperextended his knee. He was a starting first baseman, and he said to me in his interview, he said, you know, I played every game as if it was my last, and I feel like I just played my last the other day. And I mean, it's good advice coming from one of the captains on the team. I mean, he played every game like it was his last, and you just never know when that day could come. But yeah, it always goes back to it's bittersweet to watch them leave. I mean, I get sad, but then you add more to your heart with more being added to the roster the next season, and the cycle starts all over again.
Well, 1-2 is the count here for Skylar Jersey, as Orange County once again with their offensive push. As that gets hit high into left, does this have the distance? No, it doesn't, but it will allow some runs to get home. They're going to send two of them home. The throw to the plate is a little away, so that will be a two-run RBI, making it 12-1, and the runner making it all the way to third.
We've seen back-to-back almost home runs. That one stayed in the park, but that time brings some more runs home for Orange County, man. You can't say enough about the batting here for the Warriors.
I mean, you know, some of these, like this isn't even the original starting lineup for either team. They're starting to rotate some guys in and give them a chance here as they have been the pitchers all day. And I think it's crazy. But
so Orange County now up 11 runs. I think the cushion is settled in here. But crazier things have happened.
That is true. So 0-2, and nearly saw our first hit-by pitch there. But Davis Peters hanging in there for the Warriors. And man on third, one out. Warriors have scored 4 in the first, 3 in the fifth and the sixth, and now 2 in the seventh.
Peters headed to Florida. What a program that is. They've produced some talent over the years.
They were just in the College World Series a couple years ago against LSU.
That's right. That was a heck of a series too, man.
Oh, I mean, the amount of offense, like the first game, LSU I think it was LSU won that first game that just hit them, and then Florida turned around and said, hey, watch this, and then the last game was all defense. It was such an interesting series, you know, considering.
A lot of Major League Baseball talent in that series as well, including Paul Skeens as well, you know.
Yeah.
Now with the Pirates.
Brings in number 16 from Freedom, Reese Rigo.
So Reese Rigo comes to the plate. The player was out at first, but it allowed the runner to get home from third, so now 13-1 Warriors. This is the fourth. All 4 innings, they've scored at least 3 runs that they've scored in.
Yeah.
Is the Warriors.
Scoring has certainly come in waves tonight.
Yeah, it's either
4-run inning, 3-run inning, 3-run inning, no runs, and then another 3-run inning.
Yeah, it's either nothing or it's 3+.
Yeah.
But so 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Rigo. That's a dropped pitch there, making it 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Of course, again, we want to thank all of the partners and sponsors for the Cure All-Stars games. Appreciate Varsity Sports Nation presenting this production here, and happy to be here on the call with you, man. It's always a good event to come here and do stuff for the Cure All-Stars events.
Absolutely, and you know you've got the Florida League. That's one of the hosts, Orlando Sports Foundation as well, and fresh from Florida, Chick-fil-A, who provided the pregame meal for the players, and Jets Pizza, Tomb Slayer Radio, just a bunch of different people and athletes and coaches and all this stuff that come together for a greater cause. But that ends the top of the 7th. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th coming up. Soldiers batting next. We return on Varsity Sports Nation. We're back in action here in the bottom of the 7th between the Soldiers from Seminole County and the Warriors from Orange County. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch alongside Jared Oliver here for this Cure All-Star game for the game of baseball. And for the Soldiers here in the bottom of the 7th, to start us off, number 27 of Keegan Cusick of Lyman High School, commit to Daytona State. We have an update on the how old the umpire is. Jared, what did we find out?
20 years old. I was going to say 18, so I was in the ballpark. 20 years old, man, out there with confidence. I don't hear many parents screaming at him, so that's always positive. So that's encouraging. He'll continue to show up. 20 years old, man. Long career ahead of him if he keeps going.
Yeah, that's That's impressive, especially in this day and age where most of the umpires that you're used to seeing are usually, especially at the higher levels, are typical older dudes that have been doing it since the turn of the century.
Yeah.
But that'll be a strikeout to start the bottom of the seventh, as on the mound for Orange County is number 17 of Parker Honstock, going to St. Leo University. West Orange Warrior. There's Jaden Lee Echevarria out of Seminole High School. Will bat for the Soldiers with one away.
First pitch just outside for ball one. Oh, and we have another update. Apparently, we have more information that apparently the players have been Instagram living each other on the field. So, like, you'll have two players from both sides on Instagram Live. So it is a coordination of content creation tonight. It isn't just Ty. It's all of them. So I guess Ty Kennedy was the first that we noticed, but they're all doing it out there. So that's cool, though. Have them out here having fun, on Instagram Live, which is pretty cool to see. I would watch that.
Oh, absolutely. And I think what's cool is that, they're doing their content creation, but they're not taking away from the sport.
Yeah.
It's more of the
experience of tonight.
Well, but they're doing it in a way to where they can still play their game and still get content at the same. It's not taking away from either side.
Yeah. Orange County's been putting together a lot of content tonight, up 13-1.
That they have. So this brings to the plate number 20 of Wesley Gierke.
Headed to UCF.
So Gierke sees the first pitch, swing and miss for strike one.
That went way downstairs. Pretty sure he's kicking himself after swinging at that one.
Swing, I believe that was foul tipped for strike two.
Swung at the same pitch.
I mean, you figure it's probably that point in the game where they're just trying to get some sort of something going.
Yeah.
Maybe get the first home run of the game.
Still haven't had one tonight.
No.
You wouldn't think that by the score. Just good baseball tonight by Orange County inside the park.
Yeah. Good baseball, good Instagramming, good.
Yeah.
We've
had a lot going on tonight.
Swing and a miss, strike three. And that will end the bottom of the seventh just as quickly as it started. And it is still 13-1 in favor of Orange County. We will head to the eighth. See what more history and content and whatever else is brought to us when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Abello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carlos.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait.
Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
Back in action here on Varsity Sports Nation in the top of the 8th as that pitch was hit into left field for out number 1 by Jaden Vasquez. New pitcher for the Seminole County is number 16 of Bryce Francher out of Oviedo High School. As we've seen the rotation of pitchers come and go throughout this game, as we said that they would.
Orange County has certainly won the battle in the box tonight.
That is true. And that was the thing that was going to be the biggest question, was how are these guys going to deal with seeing a new pitcher in every at-bat versus getting used to maybe seeing the same guy second and 3 times. But I don't know. Well, got a chance to talk to Ty Kennedy earlier. Now he's back in the lineup.
Yeah, let's see what he does here. Phone is in the back pocket, I believe.
And we'll see when he turns back. Yep, there it is.
There it is.
Right pocket.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
So 0-1 count.
Do it for the content, Ty.
That's low and inside. Ball 1. It's funny, those cleats he has on almost look like football cleats with the way the colors are, but they are definitely baseball cleats. I think they are. They look very similar.
They're nice, though. I like them. Nice gloss, nice shine on them.
Yeah.
Doesn't match the helmet, but it's cool.
Yeah, you got to stand out for the content.
Yeah.
1-2 is a bouncer down to third, and it'll be thrown over to first.
Oh, he's going to be safe.
Wow.
He dropped it.
Wow. There it is. So the content will continue.
I think that was Wesley Gerke who dropped it there. Yeah. The content lives on, Conrad.
Yes, it does.
Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to pull it out.
I don't know. I don't see the cell phone.
He's putting the gloves away. Is he taking the phone out?
That is the $2 million question. Definitely.
Nope, no phone.
So Hermes Garcia at the plate with 1 on and 2 away. And that will get away from the catcher. And Ty Kennedy will make the trot down to second base.
Kennedy's really making a name for himself tonight.
Yes. Yes.
No cell phone on this time around. I guess he's all business.
I mean,
as they're up 12.
Yeah, I suppose after the phone came out of his hand during that one fielding opportunity, he might have just thought, "Hey, I probably got what I've needed. We can relax now." But
yeah, going to still have some sportsmanship, you know.
But the 1-1, and they're going to call it a strike. So that snuck in the strike zone for strike 2. But the wind is starting to pick back up again. That pitch is inside, ball 2. But our director-producer is trying to pretend that it's cold by taking the smallest blanket I've ever seen and put it over his forearms. But
barely even a breeze in the air.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean,
toughen up, man.
I'm not from Florida, but I have noticed anytime it's below 81 degrees, Floridians have to put a fur coat on.
Yeah,
so.
our North Face jacket.
I'm just kidding. It gets down to 50 before you have to start getting serious. That throw down to third is in time. Ty Kennedy is out at third. So, unfortunately, the content ends at third base.
Yeah, how about the play from Jaden Blanco?
Yeah, that was good heads-up play there from the catcher position. But that is how the top of the inning will end. We'll see how the bottom of the 8th will end. Or will be told. Yeah. Anyway, bottom of the 8th coming up when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back to Varsity Sports Nation here in the beautiful land of Altamont Springs, Florida. Again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Jared Oliver. And new pitcher for Orange County. This is number 24 of Ryland Happel out of Lake Nona. He'll face his first batter he'll face in this inning is number 3 of Ethan Park. So Seminole High School versus Lake Nona in this pitch and at-bat here. Pitch will fall in just outside for ball 1. As it is full-on nighttime mode here at the game. Lights on full blast and the sun is gone. It's hard to believe it. When this game started at 6 p.m., the sun was still technically ablaze and slowly trickled its way behind the clouds. 2-0, swing and a miss for strike 1. As the breeze has made its way back upon us here, Jared.
Yeah, a little bit there. I see the flag waving just a tad. No need for a jacket, though.
That is true.
Ontavious didn't catch my joke. It's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He catches touchdowns, not puns. I don't know.
How many pitchers are we in now? I feel like we're deep into the roster now, I feel like.
That's a drop third strike, and it's too high. So the base will count. Rounding first all the way to second is Ethan Park. He said, hey, let's make it a 3. He's at third base.
Oh.
And
he stops.
He could have made it home.
I don't know. I think he could have made it.
Wild.
Could have had a cycle.
Yeah. But drop third strike, which that's typical routine play. You just pick it and chuck it to first base. But example of routine being anything but routine there. So, oh well.
Yeah, that was a great base running though from him.
It was. Will we see the first run since the first inning for Seminole to make it to pay dirt?
I don't know.
That is a great question.
Yeah.
Hunter Dimitri, will you answer the call? We'll just have to wait because he swung and missed.
That was a big swing.
Yes. So 0-1 count here for the Tallahassee State College commit. Make that 1-1. Low and inside for ball 1. It's funny how they put the on deck circle, which is technically a square on that mound, back in, I think it was the second inning.
Mm-hmm.
And really nobody's had to deal with it.
Ethan
Park getting home on a wild pitch. So that's 13-2 now. First run for the Soldiers since the first inning, but we really in my opinion, I think the pitchers that have had to come in and deal with that it really hasn't affected them as hard as I think we would have thought it would. But Berkeley, what do you got for us?
So I just realized this. The batter right now, his brother plays for the UCF Knights.
Yeah.
Oh, Hunter Dimitri?
Yes.
Who's his brother on the Knights?
Robbie Dimitri.
Wow.
Okay.
Another connection here. Got a lot of UCF ties here tonight.
Yeah.
Some future Knights, some brothers, you know. Chris Sales trainers in the building. Just more UCF ties. Yeah, but that's the beauty of sports and community, you know. There's ties, there's family ties, you know, it's great.
For sure.
Good call there, Berkeley. Good call.
Yeah, I honestly, you know, I'm not as connected to UCF baseball as I probably should be, so I didn't pick up on that. But
yeah, that's why we have her.
Yes,
she's our trusted source.
You hear certain last names and you're like, oh wait, connect the dots. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Way to be on top of that.
Yes. So this will bring Tyler Pittington to the plate with one away.
The Mars Hill commit takes strike one. I like his cleats. Are those Air Maxes? I believe they are.
I saw the little Nike swoosh
that's fresh.
in the middle
I like
there.
that. Air Max cleats.
You you put some air in it and it maximizes
Are you about to make?
your
I knew you.
potential.
Oh my gosh! I knew you were trying to tee that up some type of way. I'll let it go, only because I don't have a choice. You already said it.
I mean, look, Jared, it could be boring on this broadcast.
It could be, but never with you though. It's never with you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That one is high, but just made it inside the strike zone for strike two. So 2-2 count for Pittington.
Yeah, steps back in the box with some confidence. See what he does here.
And not a lot of like having to sit back and think about it. Just went right back in.
Yeah.
Well, especially like in a game like this where there's no pitch clock and
Yeah.
you're not having to worry about that kind of a thing, you know. It's almost more expected to see, you know, maybe the longer collect your thoughts type of a thing. But I think now that that's more of a reality now than it was just we might try this. I think you're starting to see more players treat it as if there were a pitch clock there to get ready for college.
Yeah.
And I think that's smart because you don't want to get into a situation where you cost yourself, you know, a strike for no reason.
Wow, what a hit right there.
And that is
drops inside.
Wow, just missed the top of the wall there. And that'll go down as a double.
Great hit, great play there.
Yeah, this is
we'll see if Seminole can put something together here.
Yeah, we've seen they had that one inning where they got bases loaded but couldn't score, but I think this is probably the next best thing that we've seen with them all night.
Yeah, they left three
offensively.
Yeah, they left three stranded on base. That was a letdown earlier in the game, but we'll see what they do here. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are still playing for pride. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They love this game, despite of it just being an exhibition. You know, you're still playing for pride.
Whoa, that one went right through the palm tree for foul. Wonder, I don't know. Maybe wanted to make some coconut water with it. I have no idea. But
New energy drinks.
There you go.
What new energy drink?
So there's this local business called Once Upon a Coconut. This is not a sponsor, by the way. Just a little tidbit. And it's like it's a healthier version of an energy drink. It's coconut water. It's got electrolytes in it. It's dairy-free. Bunch of different flavors. My favorite is the chocolate one because it tastes like chocolate milk in a can.
Chocolate coconut water?
Yeah.
That is quite the experience.
It actually tastes really good, and it's like very hydrating, keeps you hydrated. So it's healthier than like Red Bull, Reign, any of those energy drinks, and it's supposed to be for athletes, so it's supposed to be extremely
I never
healthy
really
for
got
you.
into coconut water.
It doesn't taste like coconut water, so there's different flavors.
Well,
there's the traditional coconut water flavor. There's the chocolate one. There's the blueberry, the watermelon.
Yeah.
Find it at Sprouts.
Okay.
I learned something.
This will be heaved over to first. What are they going to rule?
What a grab by
And
Diaz.
out. Wow.
How about that? Good play by Jose.
Kept the foot on the bag. That's 2 away. As Jake McGlynn, or no, excuse me, not Jake McGlynn, Connor Cook.
This brings up number 6 from Lyman, Connor Cook.
Good play from Jose Diaz out of Dr. Phillips. He's headed to St. Peter's University.
Yeah. Connor Cook, the Lyman High School native, committed to Olive Harvey to play baseball.
Going to call it a foul.
You know, it's funny, you bring up the chocolate-flavored coconut energy drink. I've only ever had one energy drink in my life that was chocolate-flavored, and it was Bang. Oh. And it was called, like, whole
That's
lot
what
of...
it was called? It's called Bang?
No, the name of the energy brand was Bang. Yeah. So it was like whole lot of chaka or something like that. Nasty.
Sounds terrible, yeah.
So it was the only one of like 2 energy drinks in my life that I said, this tastes nasty. It was that one, and it was pina colada flavored by Bang. But that one that you described, if it's true that it tastes like chocolate milk in a can, I might have to sway over to the healthy side for energy drinks. Because normally I just grab the cheapest thing off the shelf and drink that, which is probably not a good idea.
I think it's like around $1, so I think the Once Upon a Coconuts are cheap.
That's cheaper than I was expecting to hear. But
And I'm an avid milk drinker, so I wouldn't lead anyone astray and be like, it tastes like chocolate milk, but it really doesn't.
Well, definitely some milk was put on the end of that pitch because that is a strikeout there, tossed by the pitcher, number 24 of Ryland Happel. So 1 run is scored by Seminole at their first one since the first inning. We head to the 9th as Orange will be due up next here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Hey, Carrie, you're clear.
Vamos.
This is incredible. Carrie Bello sprinting past the specialized operating room. The AI-powered MRI takes minutes, but she's out of there in seconds.
Good morning, Carl.
In a brilliant maneuver, she uses the digitally enhanced inpatient smart room. She's almost there. Just the goalie to beat. But wait.
Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Choose well.
And we are back here on Varsity Sports Nation. It is the top of the ninth between the Orange County Warriors and the Seminole County Soldiers. New pitcher for Seminole County, number 10 of Tristan Lopez out of Winter Springs. Daytona State commit is on the mound. He'll face number 21 of Wyatt Jaggers as his first batter of this ninth inning. Starts the count, 2 balls and no strikes. On deck for Orange County, Hayden Montanez for the Warriors.
I'm hoping we can still get a home run in this game. Still haven't had one. We've had about 4 good attempts. A lot of them dropping on the warning track out there.
Well, it's tough because there's no wind to try and, like, help guide it.
Yeah.
But also the wind's not blowing at the batter's face, so it's like,
yeah,
come on. But we did see one hit the palm tree, though. That
we did. And a light pole, actually.
Yes.
I think you missed that one, but one hit the light pole.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It was right after the palm tree, actually.
Yes.
It's good aim. Bad aim there.
Yes. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 away here in the top of the ninth.
This will bring up number 7 from Winter Park.
As Hayden Montanez bats. He's got the towel out of the back of his right pocket there with the cross on it right there. That's kind of cool.
Baseball drip.
Different players do different things, and it's kind of I think, you know, you always talk about different cleats tell different stories, but I think different drip tells different stories as well, I think.
There you go, Conrad. Different drip.
Yeah, I know what drip is.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I did go to college. One of my best friends.
They taught you that in college? That was in class?
One of my best friends had to get me right a few times and check me a few times, but, you know, we're getting there. You know. I don't tuck my shirts into my basketball shorts anymore. We're good.
Oh, hey man, improvement.
Yes.
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah, see, I said that so you couldn't say it first.
Yeah.
Aha.
Well, you know,
Mind games.
I work out with my shirt tucked in.
Yeah, that's different though.
Yeah, but I'm there for all business. That's why I do it. I'm locked in.
So you just work out like in a suit and tie?
No.
With your shirt tucked in?
No, I'm wearing like gym shorts and a shirt, but I just tuck it in because it's all business.
That's what I think. I just had to clarify. Cause,
yeah, it's cool.
I'm investigative reporting right now while we're calling this game.
I'm all business, but I also do it to let people around me know, like, hey, I don't feel like talking. I'm here to work.
Got you. So
I'm not here to take selfies.
Well, who is here to work is Tristan Lopez. He's tossed another strikeout in this ninth inning. As we hear the cheers from the crowd for Juan Pablo Gatica. Little cheering section out there.
Lopez is trying to get a win tonight and close this thing out.
Absolutely. We might see.
Who would be the official winner for a pitcher, though, for Orange County? We've seen so many pitchers. I guess they all get the win, right?
I think it would be it would more than likely be the guy that started because they never.
Do we even remember who?
They
that
never
was?
lost the. They never lost the
lead.
They never lost the lead.
Yeah.
So it's whoever started the game. Which I'm trying to remember who it was.
I have no idea. We've seen 10 pitches tonight.
Yeah. But
they all get a win.
Yes.
We'll change the rules tonight.
You get a car. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Old Oprah Winfrey reference. Hope somebody got that. Swing and a miss for strike 1. It's like, you get a car.
Any chance
and when we don't tell you, your taxes are $6,000. Good luck.
I don't know if we're going to get a home run tonight, man.
Hey, look. We might.
I don't know.
We still have another half of an inning, Jared.
Yeah.
You got to have faith. Just not right there because that was a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Closes out the frame.
But that was, good outing there. You got to give credit where credit's due. That was a good outing, good pitch outing there for
Fans,
for the
for
Tristan Lopez there. But that'll do it for the top of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth coming up when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
What's up?
Favorite broadcasters?
Favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, back on here.
Welcome back to Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Altamont Springs, Florida, where greatness happens, I think. I don't know. But we're here for the Cure All-Star Game here at Mike Smith Field here at Lake Brantley High School. And we got to give a huge shout-out to the crew here at Lake Brantley High School, having to get this field and facilities ready on a dime, basically. This was supposed to take place over at the Sanford Memorial Stadium, but due to the rain that we had over the past couple of weeks, it unfortunately it
wasn't playable.
It took away a lot of the maintenance that they had already done, and they could not have it there. So having this ready in as quick a time as they did is huge. So we got to give huge shout-out credit to the people that you don't see who get to put these events on, are a huge part of why stuff like this can happen. It's not just us here on the broadcast or even the fans and the players, but people that work facilities. So we got to thank you to those guys as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to give a lot of credit to them to really get this place ready to host an event with a crowd.
So 2-1 count as the batter is Jaden Blanco. On the mound for Orange County is, I believe it's number 6, of Wrigley Bates.
Headed to Southern Union.
This brings up number 14.
And just a quick update for you guys, we will be playing till the top of the 10th inning. So that way all the pitchers have a chance to play. We did tell you there's 19 combined pitchers between the two teams. One team has 10, the other has 9. So if you see us still talking baseball and players playing, it is supposed to be happening. As that is a attempt at a double play. It will just be a fielder's choice as the runner at second is out.
I love that concept by, the Cure All-Star staff to give all the pitchers a chance to get out there and experience what it's like to play in an All-Star game. So, I think that's special. We even saw something similar to that after football season that they, if it was a close game or a one-possession game, they kicked an onside kick and a chance for the team that was down a couple points to recover. So, yeah, good sportsmanship there, or just a chance for people to get out there and experience some competition for maybe one last time.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I can think of, the NCAA tournament for basketball that just happened, there was a guy for Liberty that as that gets hit high into the air.
Pop fly.
And it's caught for out number 2. But there was a guy for Liberty that was sitting, waiting to check in. I don't think he had checked in all day. And they were down by, I think, like 30, 35 points. And the referee noticed that he was sitting there.
Oh, yeah, he paused play.
So he stopped play because there was water, in quotes, on the floor.
Yeah.
And because there was a stoppage, it allowed him to sub in for that last 45, 50 seconds. So that was really – you don't see that too often.
Yeah,
that referees.
That was special. I like that moment as well.
But
good awareness by the official, too.
Oh, yeah. As that gets bobbled there by the third baseman, the Chuck, oh, my goodness.
Ooh. Threw that one to the parking lot.
Wow. I hope someone got that on Instagram.
That was Michael Sine. He's going to South Florida, so he's not going to put that one on tape.
No.
He threw that one. I think he hit my car, actually.
So we just heard that Ty Kennedy was filming that one.
Yeah.
But runner does get home for Seminole, so cuts it down to a 10-run game after all that mess. Because it was ruled a ground rule double, I believe, with the errant throw into the box, and this will be thrown to second. Runner is safe. As at the plates right now is number 11 of Jaden Lee Echevarria. That's inside. Ball 1. This has popped up into the air and fouled off. So 1-1 is the count for Echevarria, the Seminole. That's the one thing that I had to get used to when I'd see or cover games with Seminole High School is realizing that they're
the Seminoles.
Yeah, that kind of but
that's why they say Sanford Seminoles instead.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
I had to get used to that as well.
Oh, well.
Powerhouse program.
Yes, that is true. But
basketball, made it to states. Covered a couple of their games here on Varsity Sports Nation. And how about the run that basketball team had? They started off kind of not as strong, maybe 1 or 2 games above 500 around, early January, and then went on a run to all the way to states.
It's good for them because I remember you and I covered a game there when they played Evans High School.
Yeah.
And they stuck with Evans in that first half, and then Evans finally put their foot down and took it. And they were 0-4 at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Gerke back in the box.
That's the beautiful thing about sports is like the age-old cliche, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
That applies not only in games but in seasons. I mean, you could be the number 1 team, undefeated, and get bounced in the first round, and you could be a team that was the last bid to get into a tournament that was like 17-21 and just make it into districts, and then you get all the way to the region semis.
Yeah.
It's so different, but that's why you love sports, because it's like, yeah, we were this, but then we did this. So, I don't know.
You have different seasons within the same season.
Oh, yes. 2-1. That gets hit up the middle and bobbled there. The throw over to first is in time. And that'll end the bottom of the 9th. So one more run is scored for the Soldiers. And as we said, we'll have one more half of an inning. Top of the 10th will be coming up. We'll have one more pitcher for Orange County. And we'll see, or one more pitcher from Seminole County, excuse me. So we'll still be on the air, still have more baseball when we return. Top of the 10th on Varsity Sports Nation coming up. And we welcome you back to Varsity Sports Nation. Top of the 10th inning here between the Soldiers and the Warriors. New pitcher on the mound. Still batting is the Soldiers, so the extra pitcher came from the Orange County side. This is number 27 of Connor Fink out of Windermere. Still undecided on where he's going to go play after college.
Wow. What a start for him.
As he will facing Ethan Park out of Seminole. I think he's definitely the tallest pitcher we've seen, at least from our my vantage point. He's one of the taller guys.
He's got some range on him.
All right, so speaking of which, we just got Jets
Special
Pizza
delivery here from the broadcast booth, Jets Pizza.
There we go. They're
hot and ready.
They're one of the sponsors of this event, so thank you so much.
I don't think we can deny this, the way he put it down with such confidence.
No, definitely not. That Jets Pizza will be jetted into my face later. So, Anyway.
Jeez, Conrad. Yeah. Thankfully, we're at the end of the broadcast.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Drop third strike is thrown down to first. And that's out number 1. If you're listening, guys, I apologize. That was the first thing that popped into my head, and it wasn't the worst thing. So,
We've learned some things about you tonight. You drove over 100 miles per hour on the interstate.
Multiple times.
Okay. Added something there. And now you're going to jet pizza in your face. All right.
What's that? You never heard the phrase, take it to the face? I'm going to take this bottle of water to the face. No? Taste of culture there.
Yeah. What's that, Berkeley?
Yeah,
I said one bite, everyone knows the rules.
One bite, everyone knows the rules? Where's that from? Is that a catchphrase?
That's Dave Portnoy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Number 25 from Lake Island.
Pizza review.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that, but you said it, the way you said it was like it was a movie reference, so I got confused.
It's a culture reference.
Look at this turnaround. Wow. Oh. Not in time.
The reaction
That
from
would
the
have been a
dugout.
play.
Yeah, that would have been the play of the night right there. But we will see a 4th batter in this 10th inning.
Yeah, Wrigley Bates almost made that one. He's going to Southern Union.
This is number 15 from Seminole.
I believe that was Wrigley
Clark.
Bates. Yeah, man. What a turn that could have been.
So, J.R. Clark, the St. Leo commit, try to advance the runner to second.
Maybe last chance for a home run here.
Oh, no way.
No.
It's hit into the air and
shallow.
is caught
What a
for out
catch.
number 3.
Wow. Jose Massanet.
And look at that. Wasn't a home run, but that was a great play to end the game. Unbelievable. Wow, so we've seen 19 pitchers, lots of different batters, seen 16 runs between the two teams, and all of it has been for a great cause in raising money for cancer and get some guys some more tape for them going into college, or if, like we said, if they are undecided on where to go to college, maybe that little extra tape to send to a coach or send somewhere. But Jared, what are we've seen some good baseball, we've seen some plays, we've seen some whole lot of everything. What are some takeaways that you got from this All-Star game today?
Yeah, I'm sure all of these players want to work on different things in their game. I think it's a good opportunity for them to get some tape and have, to be evaluated against some of the top seniors in your area. Put some stuff on tape and send it out and see if there's some ball clubs out there that are still looking for maybe some holes to fill in their roster for the upcoming season next year. And I think it's just a great cause. Most importantly, I hope these kids who may not get that chance to play again, they embrace this moment and have a good time with some friends and foes from their respective rivals and teammates as well, for some of the guys who have come from different teams tonight.
Berkeley, it's been a pleasure having you with us as well. What has been some things that you've seen that have been your takeaways from tonight's game?
Just still have fun while you're playing. Doesn't matter the day. Just keep having fun. As Ty Kennedy liked to say, your phone out there, record some content, have some fun.
Absolutely.
And play like every day is your last. Never know when it can come to an end.
That is true. And well, that'll do it for us here at Lake Brantley High School here in Altamont Springs at Mike Smith Field. For Berkeley Mazamet and Jared Oliver, I'm Conrad Volch. Thank you to everybody and our entire crew. Thank you for tuning in to this All-Star game. We'll see you next Tuesday as Lake County will take on Volusia County May 20th at 6 p.m. We look forward to seeing you then. Have a good night, everybody.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion.